It's the second season. The time for everyone to take their game to a new level. As the Heat chase a championship, $7.90 The Ticket has enlisted two men to lead the charge. Two men who define winning, define leadership, define greatness. Whoa, Stugotz and Hoch? Stugotz and Hoch.
Yeah, it's Stugotz and Hoch taking you up till 10 o'clock. Two-a-days continue here on 790 The Ticket. There was some confusion yesterday as to what happened and why we weren't here. We haven't quite figured out how to address that yet, but we will address it at some point before 10 o'clock. A new little segment here to kick off the show before we get to your Heat calls. What was the last text left on our computer screen? Hoch, what was it?
It was, Dwayne needs to rethink the part in his hair. And that was left last night at 11:33 in the evening. You know, the first thing when we come in here in the morning,
yes,
I open up the text machine to see what people are texting in. And, you know, until we get rolling, there's no text. So I always find it interesting to see what was the final text that was left last night.
Well, let's start a little segment here. We'll start off every show like that. The final text left on our computer screen, 67974. So this will inspire you. Are we going to prize the final text? Because that will keep people texting right up until the show starts. How do you want to do this?
No prize.
No prize.
I may read your phone number on the air if I think it's tremendous.
Okay.
Dwayne needs to rethink that part in his hair.
Everyone who thinks the Knicks are better without Amari Stoudemire needs to rethink that argument. 786-360-0790, pound 790, Metro PCS phone. Heat win last night, Marlins sweep. It is Friday. I'm in a good mood. Hoch's in a good mood. We'll take you up till 10 o'clock, and then we'll be back with Levitard at 3 o'clock today.
Is it possible that we could deal Heath Bell to the Yankees?
I hope so, yes. Mariano Rivera out, shagging fly balls yesterday, and tears his, was it an ACL?
Yeah.
An ACL tear. And Rivera, who said basically this is his last year, is out for the season. So, yeah.
Is that a possibility? Would they be in the market for a Heath Bell?
No, because
not based on his first few outings.
No, they signed the closer from Tampa Bay a year. Who is it, Guzio?
Rafael Soriano.
Right, they got Soriano as the setup guy to Rivera and the heir apparent to the closer spot for the Yankees, and it came a bit sooner than a lot of Yankee fans thought. But let's start here with Heat Knicks last night, Hoch, as the Heat are up 3-0 in the best of 7, Game 4 Sunday, 3:30 at Madison Square Garden. I will say this. If Mario Chalmers is going to play like that, okay, if they're going to get a contribution like that from a fourth guy on the team, from someone who is not named Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, they are unbeatable.
Well, they definitely look unbeatable after the first 3 games. And I had a little hesitancy watching the second quarter. I started to think, all right, is this where just that home thing and the rivalry Heat Knicks, is this where it takes over and the Knicks just win it on sheer will?
Yeah.
Obviously, I was wrong on that. But I think Mario Chalmers, the type of amazing game that he had, if he can blow that fast break the way that he did, and people are actually talking about the good game that he played. Did you see that fast break that he was on with LeBron?
Yes.
There was a fast break. If you didn't see this last night, it's one of the most comical things that you will ever see in basketball. LeBron has the ball. Mario is off to his left. Mario stops at the free throw line. Stops. LeBron drives, thinks Mario's going to be next to him, and passes to no one. And he flipped out on Mario Chalmers. One of my favorite sports in South Florida is watching Dwayne Wade and LeBron James yell at Mario Chalmers.
It's oftentimes better than the actual game itself.
Oh, you got such a great example of it last night.
It's the
Mario
game within the game, huh?
He got ripped by LeBron on the court during action. It was funny.
But here's the best part about it. Only Mario Chalmers can get ripped by LeBron James and Dwayne Wade while going 7 of 11 from the field, 5 of 8 from 3, 6 rebounds, and 19 points.
LeBron backs up. Smith, 5 on the clock, goes in with a runner. Came up short. Rebound LeBron and James down the floor. James goes in, hands it off. Chalmers, 3 on the way. Got it! Rios forth from downtown.
Go ahead, Mario Chalmers.
Light it up, young man.
Light it up, young man.
I love Mike Inglis, man. When he's feeling it, when Mike Inglis is in a zone, everyone's in a zone.
Love Inglis, love Crotty. I imagine last night, Fiorentino on, was it on FSN Sun last night?
It
because
was.
he says Cham is, I imagine he had some sort of an orgasm last night, did he?
Oh, they were having the time of their lives on Sun Sports. I mean, the time of their lives. But you had to have it, too. I mean, I know you're kind of a Knicks fan.
Yeah, whatever.
But, I mean, we've been in Miami so long. I know Guzio, I don't know what he was doing last night.
I can speak on behalf of Knicks fans. We are one game away, one game closer to having Phil Jackson as our coach. So I think Knicks fans are okay with everything that's happening right now.
Yeah, I was straight up embarrassed last night, bottom line.
Straight up embarrassed?
I was embarrassed.
Nah.
They gave up with like 6 minutes to play.
No, but that's what the Knicks do.
Stugotz, can I just tell you what's going on with New York right now?
What?
I mean, look at what's happening for you New York fans. You've got Rex Ryan coming out and saying Tim Tebow's going to have between 1 and 20 plays.
That was Tony Sparano who said that.
Tony Sparano says it.
Yep.
Now you got Mariano Rivera going out.
You could start right there. Tony Sparano is the Jets' offensive coordinator.
Yes, there you go.
Okay, right.
You got Mariano Rivera going down for the season.
Yeah.
And you've got an embarrassment last night. As an outsider, as a Heat fan, you have an embarrassment of epic proportion because that was, as Guzio just said, embarrassing. If you're a Knicks fan, that was embarrassing. And if you're a Heat fan, bring it on. You know how I got here this morning? I live in Boca. You know how I got here?
How?
I jogged.
Yeah.
Like, I'm on a high from last night. I jogged from Boca to Miami Gardens.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Everyone jogged to work today. 786-360-0790, pound 790 on the Metro PCS phone. Heat fans want to hear from you, want to hear how you feel. You are one game away from sweeping the Knicks. I'm not certain here. This is interesting. I'm not certain here that the Heat's second-round opponent, which looks like it's going to be the Pacers, is a tougher matchup than what they're going through here with the Knicks. This is going to be a cakewalk for the Heat to the NBA Finals.
Let me ask you anything about the East. Does Indiana scare you?
No.
Does Orlando scare you?
No.
Does Chicago scare you?
Absolutely not.
You know who scares me?
Celtics.
They don't scare me either.
Who scares you?
The Lakers, OKC, and San Antonio.
Of those three, who scares you the most?
Well, I don't know who scares me the most, but I will tell you, I am praying every night for a Lakers-Heat Finals.
It'd be great. I mean, I don't want to skip over the next two series here, but I'm skipping over the next two series here. This path to the NBA Finals for the Heat.
It's going to be 12 games.
Yeah, it's a really easy path here. All right, want to hear from Heat fans here in the 6 o'clock hour. 786-360-0790, pound 790 on the Metro PCS phone. Your calls. Heat calls.
Celebration calls.
Celebration calls. And speaking of celebrations, we will celebrate. We will dedicate an entire segment in the 7 o'clock hour to Chris Bosh, his wife, their newborn child, and their new family. We will dedicate an entire segment, the only way we know how here on the Stugotz and Hawk Show. We will celebrate and spend an entire segment celebrating the Heat power forward, who is Chris Bosh.
We like to call it Mazel Tov with Chris Bosh.
Step on a glass. Back after this.
And Chalmers, I'll tell you, Melo is just holding on to LeBron, and they're letting him away with it. LeBron strong in the basket, got the layup and fouled. He just says enough of that. I mean, how about the holding? And Melo is going to get called for the foul. That is just what you call mano a mano, and LeBron wins that one.
Man that can rock your world. Come with me and let me.
You can text us at 67974. Here's a text. Those Knicks fans are the dirtiest, filthiest, foul-mouthed, classless group of fans I've ever seen.
Oh, they had that a-hole chant going all night for LeBron.
They got cocky first half, no question about it. 786-360-0790, pound 790, Metro PCS phone, Heat Hour, 8 o'clock. Hawk, it appears here via text that the listeners are disappointed here. They want to play a little game that we like to call Buzz Off.
Buzz Off. Do you have anyone after last night that you want to tell to buzz off?
Yeah, I got someone. I got two guys I want to tell to buzz off. My buzz off is dedicated to both Dan Levitard and Tom Haberstroh today. Both those guys insisted earlier this week that the Heat or the Knicks, are better off without Amari Stoudemire, and Carmelo Anthony is better off without Amari Stoudemire. How'd that work out last night? Levitard, Haberstroh, Buzz off!
How happy were Levitard and Havistro in that second quarter?
Well, that's what I hate about it. When you do stuff like that, Hawk, you're almost rooting. You're rooting for your stats and your data to be right. You're rooting against the Heat, and that's what I'm telling you right now. Levitard was rooting against the Heat.
Oh, without question. He went out on a limb. He said the Knicks are better with Amari Stoudemire, and you will see it Thursday night.
That's right.
You know what I saw?
What?
Just a team in disarray.
Yeah.
Oh, what a terrible series for Knicks fans.
I mean, to sit here all week, to write an article on ESPN.com, the gas bag on 790 The Ticket, the Knicks are better off without Amari Stoudemire, and then last night, Carmelo gives you, a 7-22. The Knicks are dreadful. Haberstroh, Levitard, buzz off.
If you want to tell someone to buzz off, 786-360-0790. You know who I want to tell to buzz off?
Who, Hawk?
Bill Simmons. This sports guy, this Simmons, can I just read the first paragraph of his most recent column on Grantland?
An entire paragraph here?
You know how Simmons writes. This could take about 30 minutes.
It's a long-winded buzz off, but go for it, Hawk.
When Derrick Rose's knee injury ruined the spring of every Chicago fan, I tweeted that 2012 was suddenly an asterisk title. The more I'm thinking about it, footnote title makes more sense. A basketball season always features collateral damage, whether it's injuries, lucky breaks, or someone stupidly assaulting a fire extinguisher. Asterisks should be saved for fishier achievements, like Bond's 73 home runs, Roger Clemens' last few Cy Youngs, and Pia Zadora winning a Golden Globe. Well-written line.
Huh?
A footnote title respects the champion while also acknowledging that, look, something funky happened, and you can't discuss that postseason in detail without mentioning that one funky thing. Buzz off, Simmons. In round one of this year's finals, you are already calling this a footnote title because I'm pretty certain the Heat are going to win the title. I'm pretty certain. And if you're telling me, Bill Simmons, because Derrick Rose, the guy that the Heat can shut down like he doesn't know how to play basketball, if you're telling me the fact that he can't play for the Bulls makes this a footnote title, Bill Simmons, buzz off.
Very inefficient buzz off by Hawk. Long-winded, inefficient. I mean, jeez Christ.
Felt good.
One open phone line, 786-360-0790. We're doing this every day at 6:15. Guzio, Marchand, feel free, starting on Monday, to come strong with your buzz off, okay? See how popular this segment is? You see here, we have 100 lines. All 100 are lit right now. Do you see that? That's how popular this segment is, and this morning show. And to management yesterday, criticizing us for not showing up. How about you buzz off?
Buzz off.
Let's go to Neil. Neil, go ahead.
I'm saying you guys buzz off. You didn't show up for work yesterday.
I don't know about you, Hawk. I thought they meant 2 days a week.
Yeah, I didn't understand two-a-days. I thought they said, can you do this for 2 days? But And let me say something to Dinitz, our GM, and Tackleberry, our program director.
Yeah.
To be quite honest, if I don't feel like coming in next Monday, I ain't coming in.
Yeah.
Buzz off.
Same here. Yeah. That's what Guzio's here for.
I mean, he's sitting here. Guzio's sitting here. He's doing nothing for 10 minutes. He's thinking about how he's going to sell you some berries.
I bought some berries over there yesterday on my day off, actually. You're right. To the management here, to Tackleberry, to Dinitz, buzz off. I mean, we're doing you guys a favor. If we don't want to come in Monday, we're not coming in. I'll take it one step further. If I don't feel like coming back at 3 today, I won't come back. I'm sorry. I'll be back at 3. Let's go to Tito. Tito, go ahead.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen.
Yo.
The biggest buzz-off of the day is going to go to Spike Lee for being the most arrogant Knickerbocker fan. Buzz off!
Yeah, I got to tell you, Hawk, as a Knick fan, he's an embarrassment.
He's annoying. Sit down, Spike.
I mean, even during good times, even when the Knicks are winning, and Lord knows it's been like 2 decades, even then, he's just annoying.
Why does Spike Lee think that he has the right to talk to referees and players? Why does he think he has the right? Sit down!
It seems like they actually listen to him, too. Guzio, as a Knick fan, do you like Spike Lee? Do you like Spike?
No. I'm with you. Embarrassing.
Yeah, complete embarrassment, right?
Especially with those ridiculous hats.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, the hats.
Buzz off, Spike. Yeah, let's go to Frank. Frank, go ahead. You sat next to Spike at a game, didn't you?
I do. I have a picture with him. I'll tweet it out momentarily.
Go ahead, Frank.
Hey, guys, first time, long time. My buzz-off goes to Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller got called out by Kevin Harlan yesterday to try to explain his comments about LeBron James going out and talking to Hakeem Olajuwon this and all the other guys to work on his post-game. He dug himself into a bigger hole trying to explain himself out of that. Listen, Reggie, if you're a hater, just say you're a hater.
Exactly.
Stop trying to explain it. Reggie Miller, buzz off.
Exactly.
I love it. Reggie Miller, buzz off.
I hated what Reggie Miller said about LeBron James. Hated it.
786-360-0790, pound 790 on the Metro PCS phone. I need a montage of all 5 Chalmers threes last night by Tony Fiorentino and Eric Reed. I just want to hear the orgasm, Mike. That's all I want to hear. Let's go to Joe. Joe, buzz off.
Hey, Hawk, the only reason you can actually jog to work is because you took a day off after 2 days of work. Buzz off.
Hey, man, I pulled a hammy yesterday. I called the program director. I wasn't feeling well. You'll hear the voicemail later this morning. I was coughing. I was having a rough day. And, to be quite honest, I didn't feel like coming in. I was very tired.
Were you faking it on your voicemail?
I don't know. You'll judge for yourself.
No, were you faking it on your voicemail?
You'll judge.
Well, I noticed, because I heard your voicemail, and I noticed you said, yeah, but Stugotz should be in. I noticed that. But Stugotz should be in.
You didn't show up yesterday?
I was not here yesterday.
Oh, my God. What'd they do?
Actually, who was here yesterday? Guzio, who was here yesterday?
Not really sure.
You don't know who filled in for us yet? You were here.
Yeah.
Oh, must have been great. Let's go to Lee. Lee, go ahead.
Hey, buzz off to every Knicks fan that has with me at work every day, all year, about the Heat, and they were going to beat us in the playoffs, and they had the best team for us. Buzz off. And buzz off to every employer out there that expects you to be a robot and show up and be there and do it every single day like you're not going to have any emotion. You guys deserve a break, ticket, do your thing, love the show. Wait.
Thank you very much.
Wow, it was a very special buzz-off.
Hey, listen, if callers want to call in and tell our management to buzz off, feel free. Andy, go ahead.
For guys who call in and say first time, long time, buzz off.
There you go.
Yeah, but I think that's on Hawk. Hawk encourages that. Hawk likes hearing that.
I love hacky radio stuff, but that guy, valid point by you. Buzz off.
All right, more Heat calls, 786-360-0790, pound 790 on the Metro PCS phone. And later on, 7 o'clock hour, we will celebrate the newest addition to the Bosch family and Chris Bosch, the only way we know how, with an entire segment dedicated to Chris Bosch coming up in the 7 o'clock hour.
Melo, easy jumper, he misses. Good rebound by Wade. And Miami with a 1-point lead. A minute to go. Miller for 3. Got it! Miller time! Finally! Goodness gracious.
First field goal off the bench comes with 50 seconds to go in the third quarter. Wow. That's a big one, too, to pull ahead by 4.
Hello? I wish I was a little bit taller.
Heat getting it done last night, 87-70, commanding 3-0 series lead. Game 4 Sunday. This series, as I said a couple of days ago, will not come back to Miami. The Heat will obviously come back. The Knicks will stay in New York. Knicks going fishing. That's what they're doing. Game away from Phil Jackson becoming their head coach, at least in my opinion. Guzio, can you look into this? Because Mike Greenberg is tweeting out right now that James Dolan is blaming Mike Woodson for the Heat's play here in this series, which is a really interesting story. I'd be interested to hear if James Dolan is blaming Mike Woodson for what's going on in New York. How you feeling here? This is the third day of 2-a-days for us. Now we got a little break yesterday, and we realized management took some shots at us yesterday. We will address that later in the show. We don't know how yet, but we will address it later in the show. We thought our voicemails, we were under the weather, both of us, a bit yesterday. We thought our voicemails made it pretty clear and pretty obvious as to why we couldn't come in yesterday. But how you feeling, Hub?
You kind of feel, you kind of understand now more about when an NFL player holds out or an NBA player holds out. I mean, I'm not saying that's what we were doing yesterday. I'm not saying that we noticed after 2 days that we were grossly underpaid and that we took a day off, but you can kind of sympathize a little bit more now with athletes that hold out.
Yeah. Well, no, I've always said it's like Matt Forte. I don't. It's not even a matter of sympathy. It's the smart thing to do, especially in the NFL. Just hold out.
But we did it after 2 days.
We did do it after 2 days.
I'm not saying that we actually did it. I'm just saying some people are suggesting that's what we did.
Well, and I think it was a smart strategy considering that Brandon Guzio was here yesterday and doesn't know who filled in for us. So I think that's kind of a smart strategy. He was here yesterday. The show couldn't have been very good because Guzio was actually here in studio and doesn't know who was hosting the show.
Well, let's ask Danny Cannell. Danny, who was here? Oh, Danny's not here today. He was here yesterday.
No. Yeah, Danny was here yesterday. Who did the show with Danny? Who did the show with Danny?
The program director.
I actually like Danny Cannell. I think Danny Cannell's really good on the radio.
I love Danny Cannell, and he's a good-looking guy.
You Cannell?
Oh, yeah, he's a handsome-looking devil.
He's a guy.
Creepy?
I'm not certain that I'd call him a good-looking guy.
Guzio, you spent 4 hours with Cannell yesterday. Good-looking guy?
Yeah, strapping.
He is, right? Nice ass.
What are you guys seeing that I'm not seeing? And again, I like Danny Cannell. I'm just wondering what you're seeing that I'm not seeing.
He's a quarterback.
That's exactly right. He's a quarterback.
Yeah, but Andrew Luck. Do you think Andrew Luck's a good-looking guy? Because I kind of think he looks like Frankenstein.
Bit of a double chin there. Looks like David Weathers to me.
Speaking of quarterbacks, how about David Weathers, the ugliest guy? It's got to be Weathers or Kamen, right? Ugliest guy in sports.
Well, Jim Plunkett.
Well, who is the worst-looking quarterback? This is an interesting
Jim Plunkett.
Because quarterbacks, Guzio's right. I mean, quarterbacks in general are, 6'2", brown hair, blonde hair, blue eye. Todd Marinovich, Dan Marino.
Ryan Tannehill shows you exactly what being a quarterback is all about.
But even guys who don't make it to the NFL, like our high school quarterback was a guy named John Camera. He was 6'. He was a horrible quarterback. But he was like 6'2", and he was a really good-looking guy. He was just a good-looking guy. He got all the girls. I think that's part of the deal.
I'll tell you what happens. Quarterbacks need to have a massive amount of confidence. If you're going to quarterback a team, you have to have a massive amount of confidence in your own abilities. You know who are the most confident people? Good-looking, strapping guys.
Yeah.
I mean, it's why people always ask me, where does my confidence come from? Now you know.
Yeah. Good-looking, strapping guys. You're right. Mike, what do you got?
I think a quarterback needs to start with a good, strong name. Like Brock Osweiler. That sounds like a good name.
Osweiler, Brock Berlin, Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman is a pretty solid. Who is the worst looking quarterback though?
It's Jim Plunkett.
I don't think it's Plunkett.
Curtis Painter.
Curtis Painter's an ugly dude.
He is bad. He looks like a bad Thor.
How about Ireland coming out yesterday saying that Ryan Tannehill, they had him graded the same way they had Robert Griffin III.
Buzz off.
But to me, Ryan Tannehill, like that's your quarterback. Like that's the guy. And his wife, that's the girl that you're getting. Like I don't see it, and I know the genesis of this was Danny Cannell. Yes. I just don't see it with Danny Cannell. And again, I think he's a nice guy, and I don't think any guy would find it insulting for me to say that they're not handsome, because I'm not handsome. I will readily admit that. But I don't think Danny Cannell is your strapping quarterback that you would cast in central casting.
Hawk, do you think if you're too good-looking, you can't be a quarterback?
If you're too good-looking, yeah, that's probably the Cade McNown situation.
If you're too good-looking, you can't be a quarterback?
Like Jesse Palmer.
Well, hold on a second.
Bachelor.
We just glossed...
Too hot to be quarterback, right?
I guess. We just glossed over something. What was the Cade McNown situation?
Cade McNown, a little too good-looking to be a good NFL quarterback.
Is Cade McNown considered to be good-looking?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Sure.
Yeah. So what are you doing here? Because, like, Jerry West is the logo for the NBA, and it seems like you're making Ryan Tannehill here the logo for quarterbacks. But I don't think that's the standard. I think Troy Aikman is more the standard. If there was a logo for quarterbacks of good-looking, strapping quarterbacks, it would be Troy Aikman, I think.
I wouldn't argue with you on Aikman. I wouldn't argue. But there are very few ugly, good quarterbacks, and I'll always go back to Jim Plunkett being number one. To me, that is your number one ugly, good quarterback.
The text reads, worst-looking quarterback? Really? Yeah, really.
If you had to pick a silhouette of an NFL quarterback, Jared Lorenzen, number one, right?
Doesn't look like anything like a quarterback, though.
It looks like a punter.
That's the point.
Yeah.
Well, if I want a silhouette and I wanted it to reek of a quarterback, I wouldn't put Jared Lorenzen. Like you wouldn't look at that and think quarterback.
No, you go Tebow.
Tebow,
perhaps. I don't know what a silhouette means.
It's like a shadow.
Back after this.
LeBron posting up, elbow, right side, into the corner, wide open, three on the way. Bosh from downtown. How about Chris Bosh, his second tray of the series?
Well, LeBron with the pass, creating it off the back down. They have to double team him. That leaves Bosh open in the deep left corner for the open shot.
LeBron is
On your Friday morning, Stugotz and Hochman, I've been told if you're hosting a morning show, you have to say the time at least 6 or 7 times an hour.
They have clocks in their car.
6:49 still here on 790 The Ticket. You just heard a Chris Bosh highlight, and we're going to have some Chris Bosh celebratory fun here on the morning show. But first I want to ask you, Stugotz, I'll give you $20 if you tell me who just sang that song.
Eurythmics.
First of all, the Eurythmics. What'd you say?
Eurythmics.
Eurythmics?
Yeah.
I think a heart problem is an arrhythmia.
Yeah.
The Eurythmics.
Mm-hmm.
You have no idea who this is? One of the most legendary songs of all time.
Talk about it, talk about it, talk about it, talk about... Dolly Parton.
Do you know what song this is?
Diana Ross. Funky Town.
Very good. It's Lips, Inc. Lips.
Let's get back to Heat Talk. 786-360-0790, pound 790 on the Metro PCS phone. You're sitting here during the break. You keep asking me this question about Chris Bosh and whether or not he's a hero or not. Why are you asking me this question?
Do you think he's a hero?
Do I think what he did was heroic yesterday?
Yes, here he is. Now, you have children. I have children. We know what it's like with wives to have children and what an emotional day and moment it is. And for a parent, also for the man, also very emotional.
Mm-hmm.
What Chris Bosh did yesterday, was it heroic in your mind? He flies from New York on a private jet to get back to his wife's side.
Right.
She gives birth at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
He's with her. He's with the brand new baby. They take some pictures. They celebrate it.
Mm-hmm.
He flies back on a private jet back to New York.
Right.
At rush hour.
Yes.
Fights his way through traffic, gets to Madison Square Garden, is suited up and in uniform, ready for game time last night at 7 o'clock. Is what Chris Bosh did heroic?
I would not classify what Bosh did as heroic. I would classify everything Bosh did yesterday as things that Chris Bosh was supposed to do yesterday. Should have flown home for the birth of their first child. Should have flown back to New York City to play in Game 3 for his teammates. And now I think up 3-0 here, what his teammates, so heroic for me, no, is the wrong word. But I do think here, up 3-0, and the series is over here, I do think LeBron, Wade, Spo, Riley pull him aside and say, hey, you did what you had to do yesterday. You came back. You were here for us last night. Go home. We've got this covered. Spend the weekend with your family.
Well, come back for Sunday's game.
No. Don't even come back for Sunday. We got it covered here. Go. Spend 48 hours with your family. We got it covered. We're on to the Pacers already.
Wait. Chris Bosh comes back the day of his child's birth, but now you're going to tell him to take Game 4 off?
Yeah, because you really needed... Game 3 was the game you needed to win. You won the game last night. Series is over. They're without Amari Stoudemire. Shumpert is hurt. They're a mess. They're broken. They'll cave on Sunday. You don't need Bosh. He did what he had to do yesterday. Let him go spend 48 hours with his newborn.
No, when you have your foot on someone's neck, when you have your foot on an opponent's neck, you don't let your foot up. I'm absolutely with you. Dwayne Wade and LeBron James should go to Spo and Pat Riley today and say, let Chris go Friday and Saturday. Let him go home. Let him fly home. He'll come back Sunday morning. He'll be here for the game at 3:30 on Sunday.
I'm sure he's probably doing that, Huck.
He should be doing that.
I'm sure he probably flew home either late last night or early this morning. I'm guessing. The
question is, though, if Chris Bosh flew home to be with his wife for the birth of his child and didn't come back for Game 3 last night, would you have had a problem with that?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, big problem with that. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
Saying what? That the game is more important than the birth of his child, or that he can do both without problem?
For me, it was the timing issue. The fact that they gave birth, and congratulations to Chris Bosh and his wife. It's a great moment in anyone's life when that happens. The timing of it, the fact that they gave birth at 3 a.m., gave him ample time. The better question is, if she was giving birth at 5:30 p.m., or if she calls at 2 o'clock and says, hey, I'm in labor, 2 p.m., all right? Now you're 5 hours away from Game 3. Does Bosh blow off the game, then get on an airplane, go home for the birth of their first? The timing, as Dwayne Wade pointed out yesterday, was perfect for Chris Bosh. LeBron James, we have some sound. We'll play. LeBron James went out of his way to say, Chris Bosh should be here. He better be here tonight.
Well, I think you're right on the timing, though, but I would say if his wife was having the baby at a time where it was impossible for him to get back to the game and he had to choose one or the other, I believe you choose being with your wife. I'd actually be interested. There has to be someone out there listening. There has to be a father out there listening that missed the birth of one of their children for a certain reason, and I wonder whether that person regrets it or not. 786-360-0790. Just curious if there's anybody within earshot, because that happens. Look, people have jobs, people have lives, and sometimes the birth of a baby doesn't always coincide with what your schedule may be. Most of us have jobs that we can drop anything. We can drop anything and be with our wives.
Boss,
when
got to go. Wife, we're giving birth right now.
Every boss understands. Usually. Sometimes people have very important or very high-powered jobs, or I guess even on the flip side of that, sometimes people have such low-level jobs that they can't afford to take time off. But if there is someone listening that has experienced the missing of the birth of one of their children, call in at 786-360-0790. I just want to ask you what you think about that nowadays and in hindsight, because I don't think Chris Bosh, had the timing not worked out, I don't think Chris Bosh should have been in a Heat uniform last night. I think his duty is to be by his wife's side.
Oh, wow. You disagree completely with Chris Bosh playing, even with the timing
No.
Worked
if
out.
The timing was wrong.
If the timing was wrong,
correct.
Right. Yeah, Chris Bosh has to stay with his wife.
He had to choose one or the other.
Yeah, I think if I just merely had tickets to last night's game, I would have flown home, watched the birth of my child, then flown back to see the game at Madison Square Garden.
Well, the funny thing is, what if you waited all your life for Super Bowl tickets, and you had Super Bowl tickets, and your wife went into labor during the Super Bowl, and your team was playing?
First child.
Can you? No.
First child's
third,
key.
First, second, third. I don't care. Your child. Is there a sporting event that you would miss the birth of your child for?
God, Jets first Super Bowl, birth of my child. God, you're making me make difficult decisions here, Hochman. Jets Super Bowl. I have not seen a Jets Super Bowl in my life. Wife goes into labor, 3 o'clock, Super Bowl 6:18. Am I getting on a jet and flying home? No.
No, you're not going to the birth of your child?
I think I'm watching the Super Bowl.
Wow. I'm shocked by that. Now, see, Guzio, I could ask him, but he doesn't have a child, so I don't think he understands yet what that means. Like, I look back on the day that my child was born and the time that I spent with my wife, and obviously it's a magical day. Guzio, you being a single guy that doesn't have a child, I'm guessing you would say at this point in your life, sports would be more important.
Nope, I choose the birth.
Wow.
You choose the birth? Really?
Just thinking of the other side, I mean, what if the Dolphins are in it and they lose and I miss the childbirth?
Yeah, I have to think about this. I actually, as I said it, as it came out of my mouth, I started to feel bad. Do the same rules apply in the morning that apply in the afternoon? Do I have to the end of this segment to retract, to abort from my statement?
Yeah. You have till the end of this segment to decide if you made a wrong statement there.
Okay. I feel like I made a wrong statement there. Guzio, should I feel like I made a wrong statement? Well, obviously, I know we just got your opinion on it. God, I feel awful saying that, but a Jets Super Bowl, and I'm 3 hours away from viewing the Jets.
Do you remember the day that your twins were born?
Of course I do, yeah.
And what happened that day?
I mean, you're just on adrenaline. Listen, it was the best day of my life. It's the best day of my life, so I'm going to abort and retract my statement from earlier. Yeah, I'd fly home.
You know, it's weird that you say, I think that's another go-to statement for guys. My son is the best thing that ever happened to me, without question.
But the birth,
the day of his birth, though, I think that ranks behind Wide Right 2, and I think that ranks behind the 85 Bears Super Bowl. Just in excitement and adrenaline. Again, my son's the greatest thing that ever happened to me. But when I look back and think about a moment where I was filled with an unbelievable amount of adrenaline and excitement...
But you're saying you would have gone home for the birth of your first child if you had tickets to that Bears-Patriots Super Bowl. You would have chosen to go home.
Yes.
What if you had tickets to the Bears-Dolphins game that night?
No, I'm just telling you.
Well, because you're sitting here saying that night was more exciting, yet you'd still be with your wife bedside watching the birth of your first child.
Only because I think that you went to a cliched place where people always say, oh, it was the most exciting day of my life. The birth of my son was certainly top 10, and my son himself is the greatest thing that ever happened to me. But the actual moment of it, I feel like I have some more exciting times. The time I lost my virginity, per se. I think that may have been more exciting.
Yeah, 86 Game 6 for me, and now that I'm thinking about
when
it.
When you lost your virginity?
Yeah. 86 Game 6.
Great night.
We'll take your phone calls. Heat phone call, 786-360-0790, pound 790 on the Metro PCS phone. Bill, Lance, others on hold. Heat beat the Knicks last night. Marlins sweep the Giants. Good times here in South Florida. Game 4, Heat and Knicks, Sunday, 3:30 at Madison Square Garden. We will celebrate Chris Bosh, the newest member of the Bosh family, and Chris Bosh's heroic performance, according to Mark Hochman, the only way we know how, and we'll do it coming up in about 15 minutes.
Fields down the floor into the middle, stolen by Miami. Down the floor quickly, Wade, and Wade, the alley-oop, and the jam inside LeBron from Dwayne Wade.
Oh, the careless turnover there. Landry Fields trying to find Baron Davis. They look like they had numbers. The turnover lets Miami get out on the break. Instead, the lob from Wade to LeBron for the Thunder.
Where are the LeBron haters today? 17 points, fourth quarter. The guy could only do it in the fourth quarter. Where you at, LeBron haters? Hey, you could join Zaslow this Sunday. It's Game 4, the Heat and Knicks, first round playoffs, and our broadcast coverage presented by Presidente, and Presidente Light begins at 2:30 live at Dave & Buster's in Doral with Zaslow anchoring the Heat official pregame show. Come out to Dave & Buster's in Doral and watch the game and enjoy Presidente specials all day long. You know, you never see the national media, Hawk, on the national media side. You see it with the local media, but LeBron goes for 17 last night, fourth quarter, Madison Square Garden. Pretty big game, nationally televised. You know, Knicks have a shot of getting back into the series last night, and going into the fourth quarter, game still in question. LeBron gives you 17 big points in the fourth quarter, hits big threes. You never, if you follow guys on Twitter, if you watch ESPN, if you listen to shows like ours, on the national landscape, you never hear, hey, what a great job by LeBron, 17 points. They'll say, get it done in the finals, get it done in the next round, do it against the Bulls. But God forbid last night, he chokes it up in the fourth quarter.
Oh, then they're all over
and the Heat end up losing the game. Even in a win, he'll get criticized.
He did it with 4 fouls, too.
He was great
playing
night.
with just reckless abandon in the fourth quarter.
Let me clarify that. He was great in the fourth quarter last night. He was pretty average, pretty mediocre through the first 3 quarters.
Fourth quarter was unbelievable, LeBron. Unbelievable, LeBron. But I understand national media is not very kind to him at times.
Yeah.
But I do want to see him do that in a finals or an Eastern Conference Finals.
So do I. You want to see that LeBron James every single game, because that LeBron James, I mean, that's what he can do in the fourth quarter every single game.
Yes, you feel like he could do that every single fourth quarter.
Guzio, is it crazy? We'll get to these calls in a second. Is it crazy to say here, am I nuts? Start to finish, was Mario Chalmers the best player on the floor last night?
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. 5 3-pointers.
He was easily the most efficient guy on the court last night, 7 of 11, no doubt about it.
If you go back to the regular season, this is why the Heat were playing at such a high level when he was on fire at the beginning half of the year. I mean, making 50% from behind the three-point line.
Hawk, I can't believe I'm saying it. On a team with Chris Bosh, LeBron James, and Dwayne Wade, Mario Chalmers. No, he was the best player on the court last night.
Just don't say it.
I think he was the best player on the court last night.
This is what's wrong with the media, because you're complaining about the national media not giving LeBron his due.
I just gave him plenty of love.
I understand that, but right after you're done with it, you just said Mario Chalmers was the most important player on the court.
I'm just saying, no, Hawk, what I'm saying is when they have
I will celebrate LeBron today, and I will celebrate Chris Bosh today. I am not going to celebrate Mario Chalmers for one good game.
I'm going to celebrate Chalmers today a bit, because I'll tell you this. If they have a fourth guy, anyone, doesn't matter, Chalmers, Battier, Mike Miller, doesn't matter who it is, they have a fourth guy who's going to play like that, they are not going to lose a game this postseason.
That, and they have LeBron in the fourth quarter.
786-360-0790, pound 790, Metro PCS phone. Let's go to Bill. Bill, go ahead.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem if he had missed the game, and I missed the birth of my son, but I didn't have a choice. I was in the Marine Corps at the time and stuck in a bunker on the Saudi Arabian-Kuwaiti border. So,
do you look back on that, though, and feel like you got robbed of something?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I got to see it on video, but it was
Well, you didn't have much of a choice. I mean, he didn't have much of a choice.
I understand that. I'm just wondering if he feels like he got robbed. I mean, obviously his job precluded him from being there, and I guess service members, those are people that probably miss birth of children more often than anyone.
Let's go to Albert. Albert, go ahead.
Stugotz, what's going on, buddy?
Yeah, what's up?
Good thing you guys showed up this morning.
Yeah, why? Our jobs were in jeopardy? I don't know. I don't understand the confusion.
God, listen, this guy, you trying to use all those new, intimidation factors. That guy's the new kid on the block. The real program director there holding it down forever is Hochman. Yeah. I don't even know why he still isn't holding it down.
Well, I'll tell you what, that new PD and our new GM.
Yesterday, what a great win yesterday, man. What a great win. And like you guys said, listen, when you got LeBron on the floor, man, I mean, and you got a fourth guy playing like Mario Chalmers is, there's nobody that's going to get in the way of this team. Because the way I see it is the defense that LeBron's playing, he can shut down the best, player on the other team on any given night, And one of the things I love to see now, Brandon, which thank God you're running the platform because Brandon doesn't know anything about basketball with his New York bias.
Agreed.
I love the way his Knicks have had to eat it so far this series, and they're going to continue to eat it. They're not even going to make it back to Miami. And now he wants to talk about what Chalmers has done. When during the middle of the season he was saying, this New York team's going to have a chance in the playoffs. We'll see in the playoffs.
I think Stugotz was saying that, too.
I know I was saying that. I don't think Guzio, those comments were exclusive to just one Brandon Guzio. A lot of people came into the playoffs saying the team you want to avoid in the first round is the New York Knicks.
Well, I think that caller's right, though. Brandon Guzio and all Knicks fans are eating a nice big meal of LeBron James basketballs.
We celebrate Chris Bosh coming up here in just a minute. Al, go ahead.
Yeah, I think all Knicks fans this morning should be ashamed of themselves. And that includes Guzio, your boy Dre that calls in, and Stugotz. I don't even know what LeBron did to New York for them to be chanting a-hole to him during the game. I don't know if anybody caught that, but I was so upset at that.
Well, what LeBron did to New York was basically told people, dangled it out there. I mean, listen, if he did the same thing, fans are funny, man. He dangled it out there for 2.5 years that maybe he was going to come to the Knicks, and then he decided to come to Miami. Had he done that to Miami and gone to the Knicks, can you imagine the chants we'd be hearing for him at the American Airlines Arena? I think it'd be worse than a-hole.
It was a well-organized a-hole chant several times last night. It was the one thing I thought the Knicks fans brought it very strong.
I was disappointed. I mean, be a little creative. Come up with something else.
Well, I know, but just the fact that they all did it in unison at the same time, that never happens at the American Airlines Arena.
Yeah,
we can't get anything right down
people yelling MVP, MPV. It's crazy. You don't know what's going on there.
But they're going to ref you suck.
Let's go to Lance. Lance, go ahead.
Hey, how's it going, you guys?
What's up, Lance?
Hey, listen, I just got a couple thoughts on the whole Chris Bosh baby thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know in any competitive environment that the game is like 80% above the shoulders for the most part, give or take a couple percentages. But, to have Bosh in the game like that and he didn't get to see the birth of his baby, I don't think he would have been effective on the court anyway. I mean, unless, I could think of probably two guys that could manage something like that emotionally and mentally. And it's probably somebody like Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant because these guys are like freaking, assassins. They could care less, once they step on the court. But I don't know if Chris Bosh has the fabric or he's built to be able to handle not seeing his baby and being effective on the court. And also, just real quick, don't get too excited about, calm down a little bit. You got to realize the Knicks are missing their best point guard. They're missing their best defender and their best offensive big man, even though I know Amari played the first 2 games. So just want to get your thoughts on that.
And listen, the Heat are playing great basketball, great defense, and Chalmers played great last night. If he's going to play like that, I really cannot see the Heat losing a game until they get to the NBA Finals. So.
I yell at Lebitard every afternoon when he tries to do the "don't get too excited yet" routine.
Yeah, be excited today.
I'm excited today. To me, the Heat look unstoppable. To me, there's not a team in the East that scares me. I'm not worried yet about the NBA Finals. That's when I'll start to get a little nervous. But to me, the East seems like it's going to be just a cakewalk for the Miami Heat.
Nervous about the bench, though? No production again last night.
But you don't need it.
They're going to need it at some point.
No, but Brandon, that's why we say, stop worrying about the regular season. When you get to the playoffs, you get these guys. The reason the Heat are a better team in the playoffs than they are in the regular season, you're now getting Bosh, LeBron, and Wade for 40-plus minutes every single night. They didn't need it last night because the game was a blowout, but if they need it, you're getting those 3 in the lineup for 40-plus minutes every single night.
The kind that you need. And like you said, if you do get Chalmers doing that as well.
It was a big day yesterday for the Bosh family. Let's celebrate it the only way we know how. Now, Hawk's got something for you, but I got something for you as well because I want to do athletes that connote babies next segment. Athletes that connote babies, and I'll get it started with Mike Bibby.
All I'm telling you is this. When we come back, you're going to hear a song, an ode to Chris Bosh that you're not going to be able to get out of your head all day long. You're going to sing it to your friends, neighbors, and relatives. The most amazing celebratory song about Chris Bosh is next.
Two-hand jam, Bosh. Hard at the rim. Into Bosh, two-hand jam. Bosh lay up, though, with a right hand inside. Got it, oh my. Bosh, two-hand jam, Bosh. Another 30-point game for Bosh.
Bosh, 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 Bosh.
Bosh.
Bosh, 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 Bosh.
Bosh.
Sing it, everyone.
Bosh, 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 Bosh.
Breaking it down.
Bosh. Chris Bosh.
Bosh.
Bosh, Bosh. Chris Bosh, Bosh. Chris Bosh. Number one.
Bosh.
Bosh, 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 Bosh. Bosh, 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 Bosh. Only 9 minutes left. Bosh, 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 Bosh. Chris Bosh, Chris Bosh, Chris Bosh, Chris Bosh, 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 Bosh. Bosh, 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 oh, Chris Bosh, oh, Chris Bosh, oh, Chris Bosh, oh, Chris Bosh, 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 Bosh. Nailed that. I nailed that. Bosh, 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 Bosh. Well, you get the idea.
Bosh, Bosh, Bosh.
Bosh, Bosh,
Aren't you glad we're back?
I mean, Guzio's looking at me like, did you spend... I mean, Guzio, no joke.
I don't know if they're tears of joy or tears of sadness.
No joke, Guzio. Go to YouTube. Go to YouTube. Type in Beverly Hills Bosh. This music video that I sang, 38,000 views.
I don't believe it.
Go to YouTube.
Guzio, 38,000 views. Sing it in your car. Come on. Lift it up here, Mike.
Everybody. I mean, if you
I didn't realize there was such an abrupt ending.
If you don't, I don't think that was abrupt. I think it was artistic.
Bosh.
If you go to YouTube and search Beverly Hills Bosh, that thing has 38,000 views. And Guzio, if you're looking at me like there was something wrong with that, let's not forget you've been trying to sell us berries 7 times an hour for the last 13 days.
Yeah, that's fair.
We want to celebrate Chris Bosh. It is Chris Bosh Day here at 790 the ticket. It should be Mario Chalmers Day, but it's Chris Bosh Day today on 790 the ticket. Let's celebrate Chris Bosh. It's a celebratory time down here. Heat up 3-0, Marlins sweep. It's Friday. Let's celebrate with some phone calls, some Heat phone calls, some Bosh phone calls, some athletes that connote babies. I got Mike Bibby. What do you got, Huck?
I'll go with Big Baby Davis.
There you go. 786-360-0790.
First thing I saw on my text.
Pound 790 on the Metro PCS phone. Hey, during a recent conversation I had with Dan Odess from East Coast Public Adjusters, he told me about an entire group of claims. I really had trouble believing them. You see, all these claims had one thing in common. Every one of them was originally denied. That's right. All these people called their insurance companies, and their claims were flat out denied, $0 paid. In just the past year, over 150 of these denied claims have been reopened, and so far, East Coast has helped their clients recover almost $4 million. Seriously, guys, this is one time that no, well, doesn't really mean no. Have you had a claim that was recently denied? If so, you need to call Dan Odess and the folks over at East Coast Public Adjusters. They'll reopen that claim. They'll get you the money you need. They'll get you the money that you deserve. So call them today. It's toll-free, 855-GET-ECPA. That's 855-GET-ECPA. And remember, don't ever settle for less.
If you want to celebrate celebrate Chris Bosh with us next, 786-360-0790. If you're this guy who just texted in, Bosh played 37 minutes and he had 9 points. It's not like he scored 30, enough with the Bosh stuff. If you're that guy, we don't want you to call in. If you want to celebrate Chris Bosh the way that we are, because he flew out and was there with his wife for the birth of his baby and then flew back into New York City and got to Madison Square Garden during traffic for the game, if you want to celebrate Chris Bosh, 786-360-0790, because we celebrate him next.
LeBron posting up, elbow, right side, into the corner, wide open, 3 on the way. Bosh from downtown. How about Chris Bosh, his second tray of the series?
Well, LeBron with the pass, creating it off the back down. They have to double team him. That leaves Bosh open in the deep left corner for the open shot.
Yeah, it's Friday. Yeah, the Heat won. Yeah, the Heat are up 3-0, and the Marlins swept. They're not hitting, but they swept. Good Friday for South Florida sports fans. 786-360-0790, pound 790. Hawk, I said earlier that I think I would have missed the birth of my child if the Jets had made it to a Super Bowl. So it's 3 o'clock on Super Bowl Sunday. Jets are playing in their first Super Bowl in my lifetime. Was not alive in 69 when they won it. And you asked me would I miss the birth of my child, and I said yes, and I retracted it before the end of the segment because I felt so badly about it as it was coming out of my mouth. But I think you just asked a better question. Is there a sporting event in the history of sports, if I told you you can go back in time, go to any sporting event you want, but you would have to do so at the cost of missing the birth of your own child, is there a sporting event that you missed that you would want to see that would be important enough for you to miss the birth of a child?
For me, no. I can't think of a single sporting event that I would trade for witnessing the birth of my child.
I can transplant you back in some sort of time machine. I could put you at the 50-yard line at center court, right behind home plate for any game you want to see. There is nothing, not a single game,
not to miss the birth of my child.
All right, 67974.
And that is why we are celebrating Chris Bosh today.
I feel like you're taking somewhat of an easy stance here. Like, I have to think there's something that I could come up with that would get you to miss the birth of your child.
I don't think there's anything you could come up with that would get me to miss the birth of my child.
If Chris Bosh gets that call at 3 p.m. yesterday instead of 3 a.m., it's 3 p.m., 4 hours out from game time, and they say, hey, Chris, wife is in labor, you're going to have your first child. Is Bosh missing the game last night?
Absolutely.
You think he's missing the game last night?
Absolutely.
He is so happy he was not put in that predicament. I mean, it worked out well for him. On the timings, as far as timing's concerned, it worked out perfectly.
Well, the weird thing is, I don't think he would have been... I think he would have been in a no-win situation had it happened. If he went and flew home to witness the birth of his child, Heat fans would have criticized, he's soft, that's not the kind of guy you want. You want a guy that'll put the team ahead of everything. If he skipped the birth of his child and stayed and played, I think you would have had a lot of people coming out and saying, how dare he miss the birth of his child to play in a basketball game. I think he would have been in a no-win situation. In this way, he got to be a hero.
Now change the players. What if it was LeBron James? He finds out that information at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Does he fly back?
Well, we have sound from LeBron. We'll play it. I was listening to it last night. Mike, you actually sent it to me, where LeBron was, even before tip-off last night, Brandon. I mean, he didn't say it, but he said, he's kind of adamant. Yeah, Chris Bosh should be here. He should be here tonight. Chris Bosh should be here. That is interesting what LeBron James would have done in that spot. Mike, see if you can find that sound for us. Let's go to Jeffrey on a mobile phone. Jeff, go ahead.
Keep it going.
Yo, Jeff.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
Hey, Jeff, you're on the radio.
Go.
Let's listen to this.
Go. Help me. Go ahead. Let's go. We're going to keep going until we get to 5 miles. Let's go. Go.
All right, create that headline. 786-360-0790. No, create a headline.
Is that a personal trainer there?
Wow. Give me the sound on LeBron here.
I would bet he'd be here. I mean, this is a huge game. I understand. I'm with him, with his family and the baby and all. But for me, I'm focused on this game. And, I will hope that he would be here. But if not, then we'll see him for Game 4.
I mean, what he's telling you there is,
No, come on, you mischaracterized that.
No, Guzio had the same reaction I had. What he is saying there, in not so many words, is, get your ass back up to New York and come play for your team tonight.
No, you are mischaracterizing that completely.
Play that again so Hawk can hear the whole thing.
I would bet he'd be here. I mean, this is a huge game. I understand. I'm with him, with his family and the baby and all, but for me, I'm focused on this game, and I will hope that he will be here, but if not, then we'll see him for Game 4.
If not, then we'll see him for Game 4.
It's the but. It's the but. It's the but, Hawk.
Nah.
LeBron James expected Chris Bosh. Listen, he was there, so what's the difference? He was there and he played well last night. Let's go to Lynette. Lynette, go ahead.
Hey, I'm here for Chris Bosh all the way. He's outstanding, articulate, great guy. He did the right thing.
He absolutely did. He did the right thing.
Happy Chris Bosh Day to you, honey.
He was there for his family. He was there for his teammates. Let's go to G-Mac, my man. G-Mac, go ahead.
Yes, how y'all doing this morning? How y'all doing? Y'all got a great show, by the way. I just want to say I've been with Chris Bosh on several occasions. He's a great guy. He's a very funny guy. He likes to do hilarious things. I want to congratulate him and Adrian and say, congratulations on your new baby boy, Jackson. And I just want to say he did a very classy thing. And, he got a chance to do two things at once. All of us get a chance to do that.
That's got to be the greatest day of his life. Birth of his child and, Game 3, Madison Square Garden. You walk away with a victory.
Only could have been better if it was Game 4 and win the series.
Or the NBA Finals, right? How does his day get better than... God, what a great day for Bosh. And a couple of trips on a private jet. You got to throw that in there.
Probably, yeah. That might be... You ever flown on a private jet?
No, I'm dying to fly private. I'm dying to do it.
I've never flown on a private jet. My dad flew on one once, and he said to me, you almost can't go back and fly a commercial airline after you have flown on a private jet.
It's kind of like the time where the Heat treated us to such a great night at the arena. Me, you, Dan, Jim Frivola, who was our sales manager at the time, took us, underneath the arena, a great dinner, a wine tasting. Then we sat courtside, basically, at the seats. And I remember saying to you that night, I can never, because I have season tickets, I can never go back to my normal seats again.
It's like when you get treated well in a certain situation, if you ever fly first class, it's almost impossible to sit and coach again. If you ever go to Universal Studios and have one of those fast passes,
you can
never go to Universal Studios and wait in line again. Like, it's impossible.
There's no question about it. Let's go out to Andrew quickly. Andrew, go ahead.
Athletes that connote babies.
Yeah.
Josh Cribbs.
Yeah, Josh Cribbs. I went with Joe Cribbs, former Bills running back. Joe Cribbs on athletes that connote babies.
If I said to you, I will trade you witnessing the birth of your twin daughters,
right?
But in exchange, you can fly private jets for the rest of your life at no cost to you. You never have to fly commercial again.
Done. I actually think that may be the thing that pushes me over the edge of me. I had said that there's not a single thing that would prevent me from witnessing the birth of my child, but if you told me that for the rest of my life I could fly private jets wherever I needed to go, that might be worth missing. We continue to celebrate Chris Bosh, and we continue to discuss things that would make you not want to witness the birth of your child. Next.
Fields jump shot, miss, rebound. Miami back with it down the floor is LeBron once again. James, left side, three on the way. Got it! LeBron hits another tray. A quick 8 points by LeBron James. And Miami is now up by 10, their largest lead. Oh, my.
Oh, my. They went on to win by 17. Heat up 3-0 in the best of 7. Game 4 Sunday, 3:30 right here on 790 The Ticket. We'll get back to the Bosh calls at Stugotz and Hawk. Back to two-a-days again. And we'll get back to Bosh calls in just a second. Heat calls in just a second. The Heat Hour is coming up at 8 o'clock. So we'll continue on with the Heat talk here. But the other big news yesterday, Hawk, was Mariano Rivera. And the fact he was shagging fly balls in the outfield. Greatest closer of all time, and tore his ACL. Now, this was going to be Mariano's last year this year. Going to be interesting to see if he goes out like this, comes back and tries to do it again next season. But
what is he, 42 years old?
I think he's 42, 43 years old.
At this point, I don't know. We have to face this first. Well, that depends on how the rehab is going to happen. From there, we see.
That's Mariano Rivera deciding.
Mike, why'd you decide to play that on a day where we're celebrating and we're trying, we're celebrating, and I was in mid-sentence, and everyone's now crying in their cars. Everyone feels bad for Mariano Rivera. I'm just wondering why. What was the need for that particular audio right there?
Sad moment.
I mean, you just ruined the whole vibe, mood, everything. It's Friday.
We were coming out
celebratory
upbeat,
day.
like we were coming out upbeat, and we were just mentioning Mariano Rivera. We were just mentioning it, and then you played, it was like a eulogy almost.
But this is on Stugotz. I played Michael Jackson, upbeat music, and then you talk about Mariano Rivera.
Well, it was just a means to get to something that Hoch wanted to really promote for later in the show.
we were just kind of, in an upbeat way saying, hey, we're celebrating the Heat, but also there's a big story going on, and then you gave us like a signal, like stop what you're doing, I got to play something. I thought maybe it was Mariano Rivera saving a game that would stick with the flow, and it was just sad.
Well, blame me. I wanted a negative twist.
So anyway, Mariano Rivera, but you got something later on the show. We do a little thing called Mount Rushmore, and you got one later on the show that's going to have people. It's going to cause fistfights across South Florida.
Well, Guzio's a Yankees fan. Our new general manager, Jeff Dinitz, he's a Yankees fan. And I was telling these guys before the show started today that I'm not certain Mariano Rivera makes the Mount Rushmore of Yankees, and I'm working on it. I'm crafting it right now.
You're chiseling it right now.
Start thinking about it, though, because in the 9 o'clock hour, I'm going to tell you who makes the Mount Rushmore of all-time Yankees, and shockingly, I'm not certain that Mariano Rivera cracks the top 4.
Mike, feel free here to sprinkle in any more sad Sam. Whenever you feel like it, just any sad
pain. Mo's been shagging for a long, long time, and he hit that dirt, and the dirt kind of gave away a little bit on the warning track, and his knee buckled, and we weren't sure what was going to come up. But if that's the report, if that's what it is, that's about as bad as it gets.
Sad.
Yeah.
Sad. You'd have the sound of the Lincoln assassination. Just sprinkle that in, maybe in a sports flash.
Find some of the saddest moments in history, and let's just sprinkle them in here throughout the show.
I thought it wasn't that bad. I mean, I was walking a little bit, but it's torn. I have to fix it.
Sad moments in history, Mike. Find them for us, please. All right. Let's go to Troy. Troy, go ahead.
Hey, how you doing?
What's up, Troy?
How you doing, Hawk? I watch the show in the afternoons a lot, but you guys in morning time. Now I got somebody to talk to in the morning.
All right.
But I was gonna add a little spin on the Chris Bosh thing. Let's say, Hawk, you said you wouldn't do it. Wouldn't be anything that you would not miss the birth of your child for. Let's say if you were the quarterback in the Super Bowl, and the same day of the Super Bowl, your wife went into labor. Would you miss that?
Yeah, I guess I would. I mean, I guess that's what makes me the difference between a professional athlete. Because when I said that, a lot of people texted in, and someone texted in, if you're a World Cup athlete and you have a World Cup game, it's the most important sport, the most important sporting event in the world. You don't even consider missing a game. And so I guess there are a lot of situations. I mean, we were talking about it during the break, too. Michael Jordan in an NBA Finals, he's not going to miss a finals game.
Well, the difference is here, the timing worked out for Bosh. The timing, you have to do the timing this way. You have to say if Chris Bosh got the call at 3 p.m. yesterday rather than 3 a.m., would he have missed the game last night? Knowing Bosh, I don't claim to know him at all, actually. The couple of times we've had him on the show, I think Bosh probably misses the game last night, but I'm with you. Jordan doesn't. Tiger Woods gets that call. He's the leader going into the 4th round at Augusta, gets a call 2 hours before tee time. Hey, you're having a kid. He's not going home.
Yeah, no, I think that caller brings up a good point. I've been pretty finite about it. You don't miss the birth of your child if you have a choice. Understanding if you're a service member, you're serving overseas, you can't be there, you can't. But if you have a choice, you don't miss it. But I think I'm wrong in that. I think there are scenarios where you do miss it.
No, I am with you. I would miss the birth of my own child if I could fly private for the remainder of my life. There's no question about it.
You can fly a private jet, man. You take that offer.
Yeah, I would miss the birth of my child for that. Let's go to Javi. Javi, go ahead.
Hey, guys. A comment and a couple of questions. I don't know if you guys talked about it earlier, but, I think the spouse is key in any professional athlete's life here. I think throughout history you'll find that professional athletes, they married someone that understood that profession. So that's key. 2 questions, guys. How sick was that LeBron James block on Carmelo?
It was awesome.
And 2, it was great. And 2, What happened to you guys yesterday? Were you guys AWOL? I didn't hear anything about it this morning.
I mean, I don't know about Hawk. I thought when they said 2-a-days, I mean, there must have been a misunderstanding. I thought they just meant 2 times a week.
I mean, look, we had a long-planned day off.
Yep.
If our GM, Jeff Dinitz, and our program director, Tackleberry, can't remember when we have a day off, they're as bad as everyone thinks they are.
That's exactly right. 786-360-0790, pound 790 on the Metro PCS
I mean,
phone.
they're on the radio show yesterday ripping us for not being here. I don't know how many times do I have to send a memo? I'm not going to be there on Thursday.
Yeah, and I'm with you. I got news for you. If I don't feel like coming in on Monday, I'm not coming in. I don't know about you, but if I don't feel like being here, I'm doing the station a favor, and for Dinitz and Tackleberry to come on the air and attack us the way they did yesterday, I'm doing them a favor.
I actually think that caller made a good point, though, is when you marry a professional athlete, you kind of understand something that goes along with it, and maybe I'm putting my own personality into not missing the birth of a child, but I absolutely could not miss the birth of my child because my wife, when she married a radio dork, didn't expect me to have a job where, hey, maybe I'll be called into duty and miss the birth of my child. I'm not remembering what it takes to be a professional athlete. These guys are dedicated. They are living that job 24/7. They're the best at what they do.
Okay, but you agree with me. I mean, we've had Chris Bosh on in the afternoon several times. I feel like we've gotten to know him just a little bit. If Chris Bosh was put in that position, if he got that call at 4 p.m., does Chris Bosh play last night?
Well,
No. Does he play last night? If LeBron James and Chris Bosh both get that same call at 4 p.m., which one plays, which one does not?
Okay, LeBron probably plays and Bosh does not, but I will say
and
this.
I don't blame them. I don't criticize
But I
him.
will say this. Make it a different scenario. He gets the call at 4 p.m. Wade and LeBron are hurt, and you're 1-1 in the first round.
Well, now you're coming up with all kinds of crazy.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. There are scenarios. It's not just Chris Bosh is the kind of guy that would miss the game and go home. He was in a situation last night that, hey, they were up 2-0. LeBron and Wade are at full strength. Go home and witness the birth of your child. But if the situation was different, he absolutely may have played that game.
One open phone line, 786-360-0790, pound 790 of the Metro PCS phone. Ton of Heat calls on the board. Guys, stay right there. Heat Hour up next.
It's time for the Miami Heat Hour. Brought to you by East Coast Public Adjusters. Damage from water, fire, theft, or storm? Get the expert help you need to fully recover. Call 855-GET-ECPA or visit eastcoastadjusters.com and don't settle for less. Brayman Honda, located at 7000 Coral Way in Miami. Call them at 1-800-568-9724 or online at braymanhonda.com. Rand Eye Institute. For all your vision correction and eye care needs, call 877-RAND-EYE or go to randeye.com. And by Dynapep. Dynapep Energy is the new evolution of portable energy. Power your life with Dynapep Energy. Available at 7-Eleven, Racetrack, Walmart, and Hess Express. Let's talk Heat on 790. The Ticket.
It is the Heat Hour each and every day, 8 o'clock, right here on 790 The Ticket. And by the way, this Sunday, it is Game 4 of the Heat-Knicks series, and our broadcast coverage presented by Presidente and Presidente Light begins at 2:30 live at Dave & Buster's in Doral with Zaslow. He'll be anchoring the Heat official pregame show. Come out to Dave & Buster's in Doral and watch the game and enjoy Presidente specials all day long. That's this Sunday, Game 3. With Zaslow at Dave & Buster's in Doral. 786-360-0790, pound 790 on the Metro PCS phone. All the people criticizing LeBron James. Can't get it done in the fourth quarter. Can't get it done in the fourth quarter. Shrinks in the big moments. Got it done. 17 points, fourth quarter last night. Hawk, I was listening to the sound that Guzio played during his sports flash there. We are lucky to have Mike Inglis on this radio station.
If you listen to the Heat games on the radio and you listen to Mike Inglis do it, you know what we're talking about. This guy has he has energy, which I love from a broadcaster, but he's a fan of the Heat.
He is.
But he's not afraid to call them out when they're doing something poorly
not
either.
At all. Yeah.
But when he is in fan mode and he is watching the game like anyone else, he gets excited.
Well, what's great about him in fan mode is that's how a fan is. He'll get excited when his team's doing well, and he'll call out his team when they're playing poorly. So Mike Inglis gives you both ends of the spectrum there. He really does.
I find it such a pleasure to listen to him on the radio broadcast, and we're going to play this clip again that Guzio just played, because this is... Listen to Mike Inglis's enthusiasm as he is announcing last night's Heat-Knicks game.
And another steal by Miami.
Oof, what a
heart has been taken out of the Big Apple. Let's call it the core. It's now rotten. Holding on to it, using clock down to the last 30 seconds. Miami waits LeBron, right side, pops a shot, got it, just for one more, LeBron James. The Knicks are mesmerized. Miami now by 19.
It is rotten.
Love that. Let's talk about the core. It is rotten.
By the way, Tom Haberstroh from ESPN.com is going to join us. We'll beat him up a little bit. He's the guy who wrote the article saying the Knicks are better without Amari Stoudemire. How'd that work out?
Well, he's got actual data. We had him on during Afternoon Drive with Levitard, and he's got actual data that says the Knicks are better without Amari Stoudemire.
All right, well, now I have data that say that the Heat are 1-0 when someone on their team gives birth to their new child.
I understand you, but his sample size on the Amari data is a little bit larger than the sample size you're using there. And I'm not saying that I agree with Tom Haberstroh, by the way, because I thought the Heat were... wait, you know what? The Knicks couldn't have been worse with Amari in there.
Right.
So I would say just by that alone, you could take Haberstroh's data, but he will probably say there are one-game aberrations.
If the Knicks were more competitive last night, and they were in the first half, it wasn't because of the absence of Amari Stoudemire. It's because they were playing at Madison Square Garden and not the American Airlines Arena. And that's it. And that's the only reason. And it's a silly, stupid argument. And you can twist and turn that data any way you want.
Well,
to.
see,
I am
that's
pissed
the,
at Haberstroh.
that's the thing,
How about Haberstroh just sit back, watch the game with a beer and a bag of chips for a change, and enough with the calculator and the data.
Yeah, but the thing is, data guys like Haberstroh and Levitard, like they'll tell you can't just dismiss data. That's what makes you dumb. And that's okay.
I enjoy being dumb.
I enjoy being dumb when it comes to sports. Other things, I enjoy being smart and taking data. Sports, I don't mind being dumb.
You want to throw some data at me when I'm making some investments? Fine. You want to throw some data at me with serious things? Enough. Let me watch sports and not think about it. How's that sound?
Right. Like I want to.
Okay?
I'm assuming Mike Inglis is not a data guy.
Exactly.
Now, Eric Reed, if you watch the TV broadcast on Sun Sports, Eric Reed is a data guy. That guy loves a stat.
He likes a stat?
Mike Inglis is the core is rotten.
And I love that guy. That's my guy. Mike Inglis is my kind of... No disrespect to Eric Reed, but Mike Inglis, my kind of guy. Let's hear from LeBron James after the game last night.
And they're a really good team when they make threes, and, that's been a key for us defensively. They try to close on their three-point shots and make them make contested twos. They're going to make shots. They're a really good team. They're a great team as well. So, we just try to do our job to try to, make it tough on them and make them miss some shots, which we was able to do tonight.
He's lying there?
He called them a good team and a great team in the same breath. I mean, he toyed with them like they were a JCC team.
He really did. Just waited for the fourth quarter, gave him hope, little hope, little hope, little hope.
He's doing everything right, though. LeBron is doing everything right in this postseason.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, everything that he's saying, he's not giving anybody fodder for anything. He is doing everything right.
Let's hear from Wade after last night's game.
Our defense held up. So in the fourth quarter, we just continued to play our game. Brian came in and got at it right away. He had an unbelievable fourth quarter, but I thought we did a good job of just continuing to play our game. And Mario Chalmers hit some big shots as well. Just waiting for his opportunity, and he splashed about 3 threes in the fourth, I believe.
Like, he's got to go out. Wade has to go out of his way and mention Mario Chalmers there because LeBron was so all over Mario on that fast break that Mario screwed up.
Yeah.
Was so all over him that Wade had to go out of his way and mention that Mario had a great game.
I cannot believe I'm saying this. Mario Chalmers, start to finish, best player on the court last night. Either team, Mario Chalmers, best player, start to finish, because LeBron was cold early. Chalmers best player on the court last night. Let's hear from Eric Spoelstra, Heat head coach, after last night's Game 3 victory.
On the road, you like to see your team show some resiliency, some toughness, some resolve to be able to dig back into it, and guys made big plays there in the second half. Certainly, people remember the threes that, knocking down, and Dwayne and LeBron making big plays. But Shane Battier, I love those box scores. I love looking across that line and seeing 0 for 6, a bunch of zeros all the way across. But he had, as much of an impact on this game with tough plays as anybody.
You see Bath last night?
Shane Battier, lockdown.
36 minutes, 0-6 from 3, but he was +4. He was +4 in his 36 minutes, 0-6 from 3.
Did anyone play a bad game last night for the Heat?
Battier. 0-6 is only a good game when you win the game. I mean, 0-6.
No,
I don't hear about the
lockdown defender.
Did anyone play a bad game for the Heat last night? Mike Miller wasn't great last night. I would say
a couple big threes, though,
he had one big three. He was 1 of 5 last night. Listen, that's why this team is better. That's why we kind of fell for this last year, and we should not. Anyone who fell for it this year, it's ridiculous, because we said last year, you remember, during the regular season, you're not getting LeBron, Wade, and Bosh at 40-plus minutes a night. What makes this Heat team so good in the postseason is you are now getting those 3 guys 40-plus minutes every single night. You're just not getting that in the regular season.
I guess so. I kind of get fooled by it, though. I got fooled by it again this season.
You did? You fell for it again this season?
Absolutely.
You were concerned again this season?
Zero confidence going into the
You went from
playoffs.
Zero confidence to having the Heat not losing a game until they get to the NBA Finals.
Because I forgot that they were capable of looking the way that they looked the last 3 games.
Let's take some Heat calls. 786-360-0790, pound 790 in the Metro PCS phone. Hawk's going to give you some comments from Bill Simmons on the other side of the break, and Tom Haberstroh is going to join us from ESPN.com at 8:30.
Now back to the Miami Heat Hour. Brought to you by East Coast Public Adjusters. Damage from water, fire, theft, or storm? Get the expert help you need to fully recover. Call 855-GET-ECPA or visit eastcoastadjusters.com and don't settle for less. Brayman Honda, located at 7000 Coral Way in Miami. Call them at 1-800-568-9724 or online at BraymanHonda.com. Rand Eye Institute. For all your vision correction and eye care needs, call 877-RAND-EYE or go to RandEye.com. And by Dynapep. Dynapep Energy is the new evolution of portable energy. Power your life with Dynapep Energy. Available at 7-Eleven, Racetrack, Walmart, and Hess Express. Let's talk Heat on 790. The Ticket.
Yeah, let's talk the Heat. Yeah, let's talk some Heat. 786-360-0790, pound 790, Metro PCS phone. Tom Haberstroh, ESPN.com, going to join us in about 10 minutes. Hawk, you read some of Bill Simmons' article from Grantland.com in the 6 o'clock hour, and you were pretty fired up about it. I would like to hear why you're fired up about it and what Simmons wrote.
Well, I'm fired up about it because it looks right now, all Heat fans would agree, that we have a pretty clear path to the NBA Finals.
A very easy path here for the Heat moving
Now,
forward.
I don't know what happens when you get to the NBA Finals, if you end up facing OKC or the Lakers or San Antonio.
And you're on record saying you want the Lakers, just you want to see LeBron versus Kobe, and I'm kind of with you on
To
that.
me, that just is the ultimate matchup, and Hollywood versus Miami, and I just think it would be a great matchup. But I would say that things are shaping up pretty well for the Heat based on the way that they're playing, and they're playing incredible basketball.
Yeah.
Based on the way that they're playing and based on the way the East looks right now, looks like there's a fairly clear path. And already Bill Simmons, who I think is a notorious Heat hater, he likes to poke and prod the Heat Nation.
He does.
This is the first paragraph of what he writes. The article is called The Footnote Title.
Okay.
This is the first paragraph. When Derrick Rose's knee injury ruined the spring of every Chicago fan, I tweeted that 2012 was suddenly an asterisk title. The more I'm thinking about it, footnote title makes more sense. A basketball season always features collateral damage, whether it's injuries, lucky breaks, or someone stupidly assaulting a fire extinguisher. Asterisks should be saved for fishier achievements like Bond's 73 home runs, Roger Clemens' last few Cy Youngs, and Pia Zadora winning a Golden Globe. And Pia Zadora is a great reference. Most young kids don't know what he's talking about there. A footnote title respects the champion while also acknowledging that, look, something funky happened, and you can't discuss that postseason in detail without mentioning that one funky thing.
I'm on to Simmons here, Hawk. What he has done here, what he has simply done here, because he realizes his Celtics now have a shot, because of that same Derrick Rose injury, he now realizes his Celtic team has a shot, a small shot, but a better shot than they had before the Rose injury of making it to the NBA Finals. So now what Simmons has done is he has downgraded it to a footnote.
I disagree. I don't think he's doing it because of the Celtics. I think he is throwing asterisk out there and then backing off a little bit and saying, well, footnote. I think he's positioning it as The Miami Heat, if they win a championship, it's not a real NBA championship because maybe it doesn't deserve an asterisk, but it at least deserves a footnote. And I don't like what he's doing there. And I have a feeling also that Bill Simmons has some sway with some of the media.
Absolutely.
And I think as Simmons goes, the way John Barry goes, and then Barkley falls into line. And now all of a sudden, right here in the first series, you've got a prominent national writer, Bill Simmons, starting the argument, starting the conversation that this NBA champion is a footnote champion, and I think it is unfair to the Miami Heat.
Can I ask you a question, though?
Yeah.
As a Bulls fan growing up, had they won a championship in a 66-game strike-shortened season, and let's say at that time it was Bulls and Knicks, Patrick Ewing goes down with a season-ending injury, would it feel the same? Would the championship feel the same to you as opposed to an 82-game season, no injuries, and the Bulls go on to win a championship? I kind of understand. Heat fans are not going to like this, but I kind of understand where Bill's coming from.
I disagree with you wholeheartedly. To me, a championship is a championship. Everyone plays the same season that they had to play, and a lot of people could argue that this was actually a tougher season for NBA players than an 82-game season.
No doubt.
I just think that when the Heat are looking really good, like everybody loves to poke holes nationally with the Heat and poke and prod, everything after these 3 games against the Knicks, if you are a Heat fan, I mean, you are feeling good. I mean, I told you this morning, I live in Boca, I jogged to work. We work in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on a high. The Heat look good, and I don't want Bill Simmons or anyone else to come rain on the parade and say, yeah, championship, I get it. But let me put a little footnote there, and obviously I'm putting the cart ahead of the horse, too, because there's still 3 games into round 1. You got a lot of playoff basketball to go.
Well, no, they're winning the championship. I do wonder, though, is there a Heat fan out there? Man, I'm expecting too much from fans in our audience.
If you're going to ask whether there's a Heat fan that thinks that this championship, if they win one, isn't a proper championship...
Guzio, can I ask you a question? Does it feel like a footnote if they win the championship? Considering everything, 66 games, Derrick Rose going down with an injury, does you put a little footnote, little blemish next to the championship?
No, I think actually you can make the argument that this has been a tougher season for them to accomplish what they're accomplishing.
Oh, but Brandon, help me out here because I asked out the same question. You're a Knicks fan. The Knicks win an NBA championship because LeBron James goes down with an injury. Okay? They win it this year because both LeBron James and Wade go down with an injury, and Derrick Rose. You're going to feel the same way about that championship as you would if they had to go through LeBron and Wade to win it?
I don't think I'd feel the same way, but I certainly can understand.
I think I can understand where Bill's coming from.
No. But here's what you're doing. The Heat showed last year, LeBron especially, Derrick Rose doesn't mean anything to them.
I understand that.
Against the Heat.
If you ask LeBron James, guys, I guarantee you he would tell you, I'd rather win it in an 82-game season with everyone healthy to leave no holes in the argument. That's
Fine,
it.
Of course, everyone would rather win it under regular circumstances, but everyone knew going into the season that this was going to be a strike-shortened season. To say that there's a footnote because Derrick Rose went down in the East, that's the argument that Simmons is making. That Derrick Rose goes down for the Bulls, and now there's a footnote to it. Miami Heat toyed with Derrick Rose. They toyed with him. He didn't. He said there's sound of him saying, "I didn't know what to do out there. I couldn't stop him."
I'm just man, it would feel. I think it would feel a bit different for me, Hawk. I really do. I think I would feel a bit different for me.
Maybe in the West if Kobe goes down or if Durant goes down and you get to the finals and play them. But Derrick Rose going down for the Bulls, that is not a footnote.
You know, there's no denying that the Pistons won that championship, but you never see an asterisk about Karl Malone being hurt for the Lakers or for Dwayne Wade getting hurt in that series in the Eastern Conference Finals. So
when they lost game,
why should the Heat have one?
With Stan Van Gundy here, when they lost that game, was it game 6 or game 7 on our home court here?
I'm telling you, it's just Simmons starting to bandy it about out there, and it's frustrating. It's annoying.
Mike, see if we can push Tom Haberstroh back just a little bit because we got a ton of calls on this, and we're late for the break. So I want to come back and take all these phone calls. So John, Jason, Victor, Mike, and Joseph, stay right there. We'll continue on with the Heat Hour right after these short words.
Now back to the Miami Heat Hour. Brought to you by East Coast Public Adjusters. Damage from water, fire, theft, or storm? Get the expert help you need to fully recover. Call 855-GET-ECPA or visit EastCoastAdjusters.com and don't settle for less. Bremen Honda, located at 7000 Coral Way in Miami. Call them at 1-800-568-9724 or online at BremenHonda.com. Rand Eye Institute. For all your vision correction and eye care needs, call 877-RAND-EYE or go to RandEye.com. And by Dynapep. Dynapep Energy is the new evolution of portable energy. Power your life with Dynapep Energy. Available at 7-Eleven, Racetrack, Walmart, and Hess Express. Let's talk Heat on 790 The Ticket.
Let's talk footnotes on 790 The Ticket. 786-360-0790. We were, I guess I would classify it as an argument during the break here. So what are you...
Well, you started to say that you kind of agree with Bill Simmons at this point, that if the Heat win a championship, it's a footnote season. You said you started to agree with Simmons.
I feel like, well, here's an example I would use. I feel like the Rockets' 2 championships, even though they couldn't control the situation, but Olajuwon's 2 championships, I would put a footnote next to something like that, because we all know, had Michael Jordan decided and continued to play basketball in his prime, Bulls would have won both those championships. I'll put a footnote next to the Rockets' championship.
I'll maybe give you that one, but in this instance, for me, for Simmons to say that because Derrick Rose is hurt that it's a footnote championship,
right?
That to me is silly. If Kevin Durant gets hurt in the playoffs,
okay,
and you take him off Oklahoma City,
right,
and whoever beats Oklahoma City, and if the Heat beat Oklahoma City in the finals and Kevin Durant's not playing,
it would have to be Durant getting hurt before or during the NBA Finals with the Heat.
Whenever. It would have to be beating Oklahoma City without Kevin Durant for the finals.
There?
I will allow the argument to at least be made in that instance.
You'll allow the argument?
Take Kobe off the Lakers, and I will allow that argument to be made for a footnote.
But be clear here. Your feeling is, you and Guzio, you both feel like, hey, this Heat team, no, it's not, the path to the NBA Finals is not through Derrick Rose and the Chicago Bulls. The path to the NBA Finals is through LeBron James and the Heat. So you saw this Heat team beat this Bulls team 4-1 last year, beat them in 5. So
Derrick Rose didn't mean anything to the Bulls this season. He had a great season last year. He had an MVP season last year. But then when it came to the Eastern Conference Finals, the Heat shut down Derrick Rose.
You think LeBron James, though, is saying to himself, man, I wish I could go through Derrick Rose here.
Absolutely.
I don't want to leave a single argument for a single person.
He wants to go through Derrick Rose because he knows Derrick Rose doesn't pose a challenge to him.
I guess so. Tom Haberstroh, ESPN.com, going to join us coming up in about 5 minutes. Let's go to John. John, go ahead.
Yo, Stugotz.
Yo.
Listen, I know you're going to give Haberstroh a hard time, but you have to realize one thing. All his data is correct, but it's incomplete because that small lineup was not against the Heat.
I'm not going to give him a hard time. It's just what guys like Tom do, and Dan does some of this as well, is I don't want to think that much when I watch sports. I just want to watch sports. I want to open a bag of chips. I want to have a beer. I want to put my hand down my pants. I want to do whatever I want to do. I want to sit on the couch and watch sports. That's what I do. That's right, Guzio. I want to sit on the couch with my hand down my pants, having a beer and eating chips. That's what guys do. I don't want to sit there with a calculator and a pen.
Like a spreadsheet.
Data. I want to watch
place
like
for
a guy.
spreadsheet. There's no place for spreadsheets in sports.
I mean, I want to think when I make investments. I want to think when I'm at work, although I offer you very precious little proof that I think while I'm here at work. But that's what I want to think. I want to think when I'm doing some banking. I want to think when I'm doing some investing. I want to think when I'm watching Heat and Knicks.
I mean, Moneyball. I'll use my eyeballs.
Exactly. Let's go to John. John, go ahead.
Hey, what do you say? The name of the show ought to be the Arbitron Buster Hours. Howland Park Hawk and the guy with the nickname Day of the Name, Stugotz. The Heat ain't won nothing, and excuses are what asterisks are all about. The Mamba or the Bulls without Derrick Rose are going to crush you, because if your aunt had balls, she'd be your uncle.
8:40 here on 790 The Ticket.
Let's go to Jason. Jason, go ahead.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Glad to hear you in the morning.
All right.
I was calling about the asterisk and the footnote. It's definitely not an asterisk. Bill Simmons has that right, but every season has a footnote. A footnote is just an excuse that losers want to make. And, you can think about the last time the Heat won the finals, all the Dallas fans put a footnote that the refs gave the Heat every call. When the Dolphins won the AFC East recently, everyone wants to talk about backup quarterbacks and an easy schedule. on the Dolphins' schedule. So,
but it's funny how we do this, though, because Simmons, by the way, did put a footnote next to the 06 championship for the Heat, saying that the refs gave way too many foul calls. It's interesting how we do this, Hop, because if the Knicks or the Bulls, let's say if it was the Bulls, let's say Derrick Rose is healthy, and the Bulls go through the Heat without LeBron James or Dwayne Wade, Heat fans would say, yeah, there should be a footnote next to that Bulls championship.
I agree with that.
It's funny how we do this stuff,
I agree with that, but I'm saying Derrick Rose being out for the Bulls in the East based on this season, this useless season that he had, that's not a footnote. That's not. The Bulls losing Derrick Rose right now is not equivalent to the Heat losing LeBron and Wade. It's not equivalent.
Because the Heat have already beaten Derrick Rose and the Bulls. You saw it last year. That was last year,
because Rose was barely there for the Bulls this entire season. It's not like they had something going and then all of a sudden for the playoffs he's gone.
Let me do this. Let me try it this way. They get to the Eastern Conference Finals, and they will, and they're playing the Celtics. And Garnett goes down, or Rondo. Well, Rondo went down. Footnote?
No.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. All right, 786. I'm not very consistent with my footnotes here.
But I'm with you. There's a footnote if Kevin Durant is missing off Oklahoma City. That's a footnote.
That's the only footnote for the Heat this season. All right, Tom Haberstroh, ESPN.com, will join us next.
Now back to the Miami Heat Hour. Brought to you by East Coast Public Adjusters. Damage from water, fire, theft, or storm? Get the expert help you need to fully recover. Call 855-GET-ECPA or visit eastcoastadjusters.com and don't settle for less. Brayman Honda, located at 7000 Coral Way in Miami. Call them at 1-800-568-9724 or online at braymanhonda.com. Rand Eye Institute. For all your vision correction and eye care needs, call 877-RAND-EYE or go to randeye.com. And by Dynapep. Dynapep Energy is the new evolution of portable energy. Power your life with Dynapep Energy. Available at 7-Eleven, Racetrack, Walmart, and Hess Express. Let's talk Heat on 790. The Ticket.
Tom Haberstroh going to join us, ESPN.com, in just a second. This Sunday, it's Game 4 of the Heat-Knicks first-round playoffs, and our broadcast coverage presented by Presidente and Presidente Light begins at 2:30 live at Dave & Buster's in Doral with Zaslow anchoring the Heat official pregame show. Come out to Dave & Buster's in Doral and watch the game and enjoy Presidente specials all day long. Again, that's this Sunday, 2:30 at the Dave & Buster's in Doral. Mike, before we get to Tom Haberstroh of ESPN.com, give me my Kia play of the day.
LeBron has put on a show. Now Wade down inside to Bosch. Bosch, Rio, 3 on the way. Got another one! 5 from downtown by the little man Rio.
That is the Kia play of the day. The little man, Rio. Love Mike Inglis, man. He is the best. That Kia play of the day brought to you by, of course, Kia Motors and the 2012 Kia Optima. It's not your average midsize sedan. Visit SouthFloridaKia.com for details. Coming up in the 9 o'clock hour, we got a Mount Rushmore for you. We also debut a new Heat segment in the 9 o'clock hour. Very much looking forward to that. Heat with a big victory last night. LeBron 17 in the fourth quarter. Tom Haberstroh of ESPN.com, who has joined us several times in the afternoons with Levitard, and we'll be back with Dan again at 3 o'clock today. He's getting set to join us right now on the 790 guest line presented by Bon Jovi DPS Sound Science, which makes your laptop, iPhone, and anything you connect to sound amazing. Try it for yourself for free at 790theticket.com. For those of you who are not familiar with Tom's work, he's great, and we love him, and although I disagree with many of the things that he writes, but
just about everything.
But he wrote a recent article on ESPN.com, and he has the data to back it up that suggests that the Knicks are a better team, and Carmelo Anthony is a more efficient and better player when Amari Stoudemire is not on the court. But one game sample size last night suggests the complete opposite. How'd you feel about last night's game, Tommy?
You know what? I got to tell you, I got to face the music. After 2 games, the Knicks played terrible, and another game in Game 3 last night, they were just as terrible. So, you know what? I was expecting the Knicks to play much better last night. I thought they had a little bit of a chance to win against the Heat in Game 3 on their home floor, and they got whooped up again. I don't know what that tells you. I don't know what it tells us, but they certainly didn't look much better.
You know, Tom Haberstroh is a man, because a guy will come on and say, yeah, I got to face the music. So you're watching the game last night, Tom. Now, you've gone out on a line on Le Batard Show, and you say flatly the data.
Well, forget about the Lebertard show. He's got a lot on
ESPN.com. You've said flatly the data shows that the Knicks are better without Amari Stoudemire, and obviously they look terrible last night. They look good for about a half a quarter. Are you actively rooting for the Knicks to prove your point?
No. What I was rooting for was just everyone to play up to their potential, everyone to just do what they're supposed to be doing, because over the whole season, I can't remember Steve Novak playing 22 minutes, a guy who shoots every time he gets the ball, playing 22 minutes and shooting 2 shots, and he just bricked both of them. And I'm just sitting here so for a whole season, he gets the ball and he just rains threes. He was the best three-point shooter of all time. All season long. And he just completely evaporates in Game 3. So a lot of stuff that has been happening, that has been trending all season long, just completely vanished in one game.
Whose poor performance last night? It had to be Carmelo, right? Because you expected a big game from Carmelo at home without Amari Stoudemire. So that performance had to surprise you the most, no?
Yeah, it surprised me in the sense that he didn't really attack. One of the things that Carmelo did a lot when Amari didn't play, and this is one of the things that I looked at, is that he was attacking the rim every single time. Now, one of the things that that when you look at all this data, and you're absolutely right, there's little ways that in a one-game sample size things can change. Mm-hmm. For example, LeBron James is the best perimeter defender in the NBA. Right. And so when he's guarding Carmelo Anthony, he's not going to be able to attack the rim. But what I was expecting was him to pass out of those situations and hit his shooters. And Steve Novak wasn't getting those shots. Baron Davis, Mike Bibby, they weren't hitting those shots, and they normally do. And so Carmelo Anthony took a gazillion shots, but he only had 2 assists. So in the past, when Amari Stoudemire wasn't on the floor, he was more of a distributor and passing out of those situations, and he wasn't doing that last night.
So as a numbers guy or a data guy, do you say to yourself after last night's game, the hell with the data, it doesn't mean anything? Or
He's beating himself up here on a one-game sample size. You really are. You're beating yourself up here over a one-game sample size.
He had a funny tweet last night, and I can't find it. He had a really funny tweet last night that made me laugh. Oh, it says, Knicks get romped by an average of 21.5 points in 2 games with Amari, lose by 17 without Amari. Lesson, maybe Knicks aren't very good either way. That's a good way to get out of his argument.
It really is.
So wait. So let me just get this straight. You guys, you bring me on to say that I was wrong.
We actually want you to say that we actually want you to say that we were right.
Okay, and so they get blown out by 43 points in 2 games.
Right.
And you're starting a parade and bringing down the confetti after a 17-point loss.
That's right.
Is that right?
Yes.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what? According to that logic, I'm going to go down to Vegas, and I'm going to get Omar Infante to be the home run king after the first week of baseball.
You see what he's doing here? He's pointing out
when we're dealing with these flickers of sample size, we look like idiots. We look like fools when we parse each game into quarters or a series of one-game sample sizes and say, "Told you so."
But Tom, you realize why it's so frustrating. I'm not questioning your dad. I'm really not. In fact, I read the column, and you know that. And listen, it's a large sample size that suggests that maybe the Knicks are better off without Amari Stoudemire. But what happens when you do this is you kind of just strip the human element away from sports, and some of the reasons that many fans like to I don't want to think too much, Tom, when I'm watching sports. I want to think when I'm making investments. I want to think when I'm at the bank. I don't want to think this much when I'm watching my sports, and I think that's where you get, and I know you're aware of this, I think that's where you get kind of the pushback from a lot of fans.
Well, I don't really get that pushback. I get it some. I get it, right now I'm getting it.
Right.
But the thing is that ESPN isn't stupid.
Right.
Okay, they hired me. I'm 3-4 years out of college.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I got this job to cover the Miami Heat to bring the numbers, the data, the trends, to statistically analyze this basketball experiment that everyone thought was going to be amazing, that they were going to break records. And they're projecting this, they're projecting that. And they wanted someone on the ground to say, okay, let's look at the trends, let's take out the emotion, and let's really talk about this in a rational fashion. And this is my job. My job is not to go and hang out with buddies at the bar and talk about the sport as if you talked about it in a ballroom ripping shots, okay?
Right.
That's not my job. My job is to analyze the game of basketball. So what I do might not be your cup of tea. It might not. But I have a job where ESPN pays me, and readers pay for my work. There are people out there who do want to think. They do want to understand. They do want to learn about the sport. And there are people in Vegas gambling or with their buddies in fantasy basketball who have actual money on the line.
Sure.
Who do want to think. So there is a market for this stuff.
Well,
and
obviously
I
people
know that
do.
you might not be one of those people, but I do know that there are lots of people who read my content.
Well, just based on the number of Twitter followers you have and the response that we get when Le Batard brings you on in the afternoon, like, yeah, I know there's a lot of people that do it. We're just having some fun because the truth of the matter is, Stugotz, like you made a point of bringing up Omar Infante and let's crown him the home run champion.
I did.
See, Stugotz and I, we're the dumb sports fans that will do that, and then all of a sudden, when he doesn't hit another home run in May, June, and July, we don't care what we said earlier. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're making a point about, well, the data says this, and you're using a one-game sample size. That's okay with us. We're dumb. Like, we're admittedly dumb.
We're the guys. I mean, Emilio Bonifacio got off to one of the great first-week starts ever last year. How could I enshrine them into the Hall of Fame after a week? I mean, that's just what we do, Tom.
That's my thing is, like, you know, maybe in the past, like 15 years ago when there wasn't a lot of this data available, people would be like, you know what, maybe Omar Infante turned the page.
Yeah, but Tom, I totally understand that. But can you, I mean, and we discussed this last a couple of days with you, a couple of days ago on the Le Batard show with you. You have to, I mean, don't you have to factor in some human element here where Amari's gone through a really tough season, lost his brother, he's been injured this year, unlike last year. He's a year removed, Tom, from 25, 8, 50% shooting, and did some of that with Carmelo Anthony. When you do the data, don't you have to factor in some human element?
Oh, you absolutely do. But you also have to realize that when we're dealing with the human element, why are we discussing it, disregarding it when you say that he's still a superstar? Because the fact is that he's injured. He's mentally not all there, as evident by the fact that he punched through a fire extinguisher in the middle of a huge playoff season. Right. So why can't I say that Amari Stoudemire isn't in his right mental state or physical state enough to be a superstar, and then you say that I'm not accounting for the human element when I'm clearly in the data, it shows that he's not 100%. So the data over the season is representative of Amari Stoudemire right now. He's not 100%. He's been dealing with back injuries. He's not the guy that he once was. So what do you mean by that human element if that's all captured in the data?
All right, if it's factored into the data.
I understand what he's saying there, which is the data shows you that he's not the player that he was, and the reason that he may not be the player that he was is because of all the stuff that he's going through. That's part of the data. That actually makes sense.
Okay, that's fair enough, Tom. If that's factored into the data, I was not aware of that. So if it's factored into the data,
it's not factored in. It's just part of the data.
If it's accounted for, then it makes more sense to me. Is what I'm saying.
Well, it's not that it's purposely accounted for.
No, I understand what he said.
It's that if his numbers are down, the numbers are going to reflect the fact that he's going through tough times. It's automatically accounted for.
And again, it just gets hard for people like myself. It just gets hard for me to wrap my head around the fact that the Knicks are a better team without their second best player. It's just a tough thing for me to get my head around. You know.
Well, he's not the second best player anymore. He might have been if this was 5 years ago and he had a point guard that was like Steve Nash, who'd get him exactly where he wants the ball every single time, and he didn't have a microfracture surgery. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about a guy who is not what he once was, and we have to account for that. And if we continue to believe that Amari Stoudemire is at that level, then why aren't the Knicks better than they are?
See,
they should be so much better according to the salary that he got
the thing you can't
and the name value that he got.
Yeah, no,
but he's not. He doesn't play on both ends of the floor.
Damn you and your data, Haberstroh!
What?
Damn you and your data, Haberstroh! You're too smart for me. We'll only have you on in the afternoon moving forward here.
Hey, so do you honestly believe that I don't sit back and enjoy watching sports?
I know you and I
think it's impossible for you to watch it as a dummy.
Yeah, it's impossible for you to watch it the way I watch it, the way Hawk watches it. I find that pretty hard to believe that you can actually sit back, open a bag of chips, have a beer, and just watch a game.
Well, so like for basketball, I grew up a huge Red Sox baseball fan. I'm actually from New England, so I'm a Celtics fan. I grew up watching baseball. That was my first love. So I sit back and I watch baseball every day. It's been tough for the Red Sox this year. But that's when I do it because, you know what, that's not my job, right? So my job is to analyze and to think, and so I get paid to do that. So it's hard for me to do that with the NBA because, you know, that's my job.
I understand what he's saying, though, because, I do
it for when Sunday football comes around, I'm going to my local bar, and I'm watching that all day. So it's not that I'm always doing this in my life. I was just out of college a couple of years ago, so it's not like I'm an old fart, 70, 80 years old, just sitting there with my calculator and my spreadsheets. That's not what it is.
I understand what you're saying.
I understand the stereotype that guys who do analytics get.
Well, I was the program director of the station, and I couldn't listen to radio the same way that a normal person could, where it was just, hey, I like that song or whatever. I'm always thinking, wow, they did a commercial break at a weird time there. They said something weird. So I understand that's your job, so you got to do it that way. I love just being able to watch a sporting event and yell at LeBron James and say, you're the worst player ever, knowing that he's not the worst player ever, but maybe it's just one bad play, and I don't think ever about that comment ever again.
Tom, next time you're in town, I'm going to invite you over to the house. You'll sit on my couch. We'll crack open a couple of beers. We'll open a bag of chips. We'll hang out and watch some games. Is that cool?
The first 6 beers are on me.
All right, you got it, buddy.
Wow.
Thanks for joining us, Tom. We appreciate it. Don't be so defensive next time. We're just having fun with you.
I got you.
All right, talk to you later. All right, that's Tom Havistro, ESPN.com, joining us here. That was awkward. On 790 The Ticket. We got a Mount Rushmore. It's coming up next, right after these short words.
You feel it, baby?
Thanks to Tom Havistro for joining us in the last segment. Went a bit long with Tom. He's a lot smarter, a lot cooler than I am. So, but thanks to Tom for joining us. And again, we went long with him. We have a Mount Rushmore. Hawk has a new Mount Rushmore. He has already chiseled it in stone. It's a new Mount Rushmore, and we're going to debut a new Heat segment later this hour.
Have a great new Heat segment that we're going to do at 9:45. The working title right now is I Dare You to Say Something Bad About the Heat.
Okay.
I dare you to say something bad about the Heat, and we'll do that at 9:45.
So you just want rapid fire flurry of calls. Dare you to say something about the Heat because you maintain. Why are we doing this today?
Well, I would imagine that there will be no phone calls. I would imagine
you're going for no phone calls.
I would imagine that it's going to be all dial tones because the segment will be called I Dare You to Say Something Bad About the Miami Heat.
Well, I have something bad to say about the Miami Heat. What about the bench? It was terrible last night.
See, that's the exact thing that frustrates me. Like, you're up 3-0.
I mean, Guzio, you're the only one with something bad to say about the Heat this morning. In fact, when we do the segment at 9:45, go outside in the parking lot, because you're the only caller in South Florida to call the segment. Go outside, call in on your cell phone, and lay that on the South Florida audience.
You'll have no problem getting through on the phone lines, because I dare anyone else to say something bad about the Miami Heat.
It's going to sound something like this, Hawk?
That's what it should sound like. That's what it should sound like. We'll find out at 9:45 when I dare you to say something bad about the Miami Heat.
Now, we got a Mount Rushmore coming up next, and you maintain that this Mount Rushmore is going to cause fistfights not only in South Florida, but across the country.
Across the country. This Mount Rushmore is a very difficult one, and it's going to cause some angst, and it's going to cause fistfights, and it's going to cause arguments, but that's what Mount Rushmore does.
All right, Mount Rushmore, it's coming up next. Cabaret starring South Florida's top homegrown comedians. Except for Hawk. He's not going to be there.
Yeah, why am I not there?
They're going to headline a fun-filled evening of laughs and love benefiting Gilda's Club South Florida. That is this Saturday, May 5th, at the Signature Grand in Davie. For tickets and further information, call 954-763-6776 or go to gildasclubsouthflorida.org. That's gildasclubsouthflorida.org. All right, we got a Mount Rushmore. It is a Mount Rushmore. We love the Mount Rushmores on our show in the afternoon, and we're going to do them here in the mornings as Hawk and I continue with two-a-days throughout the Heat playoff run. But Hawk has a Mount Rushmore today that he swears will not only cause fistfights across South Florida, they will cause fistfights up in New York. They will cause fistfights from coast to coast today.
Well, I'll tell you this. Obviously, we have talked Heat nonstop since about 6 o'clock, and we have deviated very little from that.
But by the way, we'll get back to Heat Talk at 9:45 with our segment that says, we dare you to say something bad about the Heat.
But there is a huge sports story, is that Mariano Rivera goes down with a torn ACL, and I would say inarguably the best reliever in history, the best closer.
Mm-hmm.
Is there an argument to be made for someone else?
Some people would argue maybe Trevor Hochman did it on teams that weren't nearly that talented, but no, there really is no argument.
Certainly someone who has done it for the longest period of time without ever really being bad.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, he's the greatest
42 years old?
He is the greatest closer in the history of baseball.
So when I came in this morning, Guzio's a huge Yankees fan, and I said, the weird thing is, as great as Mariano Rivera has been for the Yankees, I don't think he belongs on the Mount Rushmore of all-time Yankees. And so I started crafting the Mount Rushmore of all-time New York Yankees.
You started crafting. Is it chiseled yet?
It is chiseled. I have completed my Mount Rushmore of New York Yankees. Guzio, do you think Mariano Rivera belongs on the Mount Rushmore? And this doesn't just have to be players, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
The Mount Rushmore of all-time Yankees.
Yeah, the more I've thought about it, I think he does deserve it.
Really?
Yeah, I think he deserves the nod over Derek Jeter. I think he's been more important to their championship years.
Wow. Because I don't think you could do a Mount Rushmore of New York Yankees, history of New York Yankees, without putting Derek Jeter on it, whether he's worthy of it statistically or not.
Right. You have done a Mount Rushmore here. You have chiseled it already in stone. It's in stone already. It's right outside. It's in the parking lot here at 790 Ticket. You have done this already, and what you were saying is you have left off Mariano Rivera, the game's greatest closer.
I
You've
have.
left him off your Mount Rushmore.
I have. Do you have yours yet? Do you have yours written?
I'm crafting it right now. I would think if there's any team you could do that with, because of their history, because they have so many Hall of Famers in so many different positions, you could actually get away with a Mount Rushmore that would leave Mariano. I'm not sure I'm disagreeing with you on this one.
Well,
I'm not sure that you and I are going to have a fist fight here.
Again, you're driving up to Yankee Stadium and you're seeing a Mount Rushmore of 4 figures, 4 faces that represent the New York Yankees more than anyone else. And they have such legendary players on that team that I think someone even as good as Mariano Rivera, 15 years of service to the Yankees in 15 years?
Something like that.
I mean, I think even him, he doesn't get on it. Guzio, do you have the 4 players that you would put on your Mount Rushmore of all-time Yankees?
Well, Guzio, before you give it here, let's understand that the only correct answer is Hawk's answer when we play this game, Mount Rushmore. It's Hawk's answer. So you have to try to, if you want to try to get it right, you have to try to climb inside of Hawk's head and deliver what you think his Mount Rushmore, not yours, Hawk's Mount Rushmore
it's a complete mischaracterization, Guzio. I try to create the public's Mount Rushmore. It's not my personal Mount Rushmore. I do what serves the public most.
And I've been around Hawk long enough. I'm not influenced by his commentary here. I'm going to go with Gehrig, Ruth, Mantle, and Rivera.
Yeah, you got 2. He got 2.
Gehrig, Ruth, Mantle, Rivera.
I think he said Gehrig, right?
Yeah, I think he said Gehrig. I would go Mantle, DiMaggio. I don't know how you do a Mount Rushmore of New York Yankees without having both Mickey Mantle, the Mick, and Joe DiMaggio. And I'll go with Guzio, with Babe Ruth, and Lou Gehrig.
Yeah, I'm looking at my Mount Rushmore here, and I don't have Babe Ruth on it, and I think that's almost impossible. So I have to scratch someone off.
Well, you're scratching, but you already chiseled the thing. It's already in stone.
I'm looking at it, though. I'm an artist, and I'm looking at the work that I've created. It's impossible to have a Mount Rushmore of New York Yankees and not have Babe Ruth on there.
It would be like a Mount Rushmore of Chicago Bulls without Michael Jordan, a Mount Rushmore of Edmonton Oilers without Wayne Gretzky. You did a Mount Rushmore. You prepared a Mount Rushmore today without Babe Ruth?
I think I have to take Gehrig off Mount Rushmore.
Well, you shouldn't take Lou Gehrig off. No, because after Babe Ruth, he's the second guy.
Nah, you got to leave Mickey Mantle up there.
Oh, get out of here.
Marchand, who do you got?
Mantle, Ruth, Jeter, and Yogi Berra.
See, Yogi Berra is an interesting one. He doesn't make my Mount Rushmore. Great guy, and obviously he's a caricature. Doesn't make my Mount Rushmore.
Guzio, if it was Mount Rushmore of Yankees that you have actually seen in your lifetime, who would it be?
Wow, I got to throw Bernie Williams in there.
Yeah.
I think I'm throwing Derek Jeter as well, and...
Is there any way that A-Rod makes your Mount Rushmore of Yankees?
No chance,
wow.
no.
You're going Jeter.
No chance. There's nothing A-Rod could do?
Nothing.
You're going Jeter. You're going Rivera. You're going
Bernie.
You're going Bernie Williams. And who's your fourth? Paul O'Neill?
Maybe I'll throw Pettit in there.
Oh, little Andy Pettit. I'd go Louisiana Lightning, Ron Guidry.
I'm going Bobby Mercer.
All right, let's get your Mount Rushmore. Bobby Mercer. Bobby, you haven't given us your Mount Rushmore. You're not going to give it till the next segment?
I don't know. Do you want to give it to a couple callers and see what they have to say?
Well, what I'm worried about here, what's problematic here is even though I'd be delighted in doing this for the rest of the show here, but there are just 6 Heat calls sitting there on the board.
Everybody
right
still wants to talk Heat.
We're trying to get away from it, and they want to talk Heat. Let's go out to Joseph. Joseph, go ahead.
Mine are Babe, Mantle, Jeter. I have to throw in George Steinbrenner and honorable mention Reggie Jackson.
He just nailed my Mount Rushmore.
He got all 4?
That was all 4. It's Mickey Mantle, Babe Ruth, Derek Jeter, and George Steinbrenner. I don't think you could have a Mount Rushmore of Yankees without having George Steinbrenner up there.
Well, you just did a Mount Rushmore of Yankees without Babe Ruth. I'm with you on Steinbrenner.
Well,
I think you probably have to include Steinbrenner. Well, who'd you scratch out to replace?
I scratched out Lou Gehrig.
All right, you scratched out.
I had a couple guys like on my think about it list. I had Billy Martin up there because something about Billy Martin says Yankees.
Yeah.
I had Mariano Rivera, obviously. A-Rod for me. And of course, Chris Chambliss.
Did you have Steve Balboni?
I didn't have Steve Balboni.
You did not.
Now, Steinbrenner gets all kinds of credit for building the team, but they would have never won all those championships if he wasn't suspended. So that's why I have that going into my thought process.
He was just such a character, a larger-than-life character that represented so much about the Yankees.
He did. Let's go out to Eric. Eric, go ahead.
Yeah, I got Willie Randolph, David Wells. I'm just kidding. I can't even come up with two more.
I would go see that Mount Rushmore.
Eric, go ahead. You want to talk about Tom Haberstroh? Go ahead. Talk about it.
Yeah, I just want to make a comment. Like, as soon as I got in the car and I heard this guy, I didn't even know who it was, and I heard him talking, and he's talking. He sounds so stupid, in my opinion.
No, he sounds really smart, to be honest with you. He's
no,
really
hold
smart.
on. He said that all season, what's his name, Novak did this or that. I mean, come on. Stiffs like Novak in the playoffs do nothing. The defensive intensity is totally different from the regular season. How could he expect stiffs like Novak to continue to do what they did in the regular season? Anybody who says, oh, what so-and-so did in the regular season and now he's not doing it in the playoffs has to understand that. And if he's a data guy, he would know that the data shows over the last billion years that in the playoffs, defense is totally different, and stiffs like Novak don't do anything.
Well, in Tom's defense, you heard him. It was a one-game sample size last night, and he agreed. He said, listen, LeBron James, the best perimeter defender in the NBA. The problem with Steve Novak last night was that's the guy that's supposed to come off the bench. Like, that was a strange decision by Mike Woodson to start Steve. He's much more effective when he comes off the bench because what you do when you start him is it's guaranteed LeBron, Wade, one of those guys are going to lock him up. He's not going to get shot off. That's what happened last night.
What about Thurman Munson?
Thurman Munson is definitely Thurman Munson should be. Reggie Jackson should probably be considered
Reggie
as well.
Jackson. How did I not get Reggie Jackson on the Mount Rushmore?
What about Donnie Baseball?
Mattingly.
I'm not sure Mattingly. I think a Mount Rushmore of Yankees is too tough.
Well, that's what makes the game so interesting.
I know, but look at you. You're already wavering on your own Mount Rushmore. You have never wavered ever, not a single second on anything.
You know what? I think I'm replacing Mickey Mantle with Reggie Jackson. I think Reggie Jackson is a more iconic Yankee.
I almost think, Guzio, when you do it, you have to do like pre-1970 Mount Rushmore of Yankees and then 70 till present day.
It's not about making the exercise easier. It's about making the exercise right. And I'm telling you now, the Mount Rushmore of New York Yankees all time, it's Reggie Jackson, Babe Ruth, George Steinbrenner, and Derek Jeter.
And as our boss just emailed me, we forgot George Costanza,
who was a great all-time Yankee.
No doubt about it. We got a ton of calls here. We're going to debut a new segment at the end of the show today. Hawk, tell them about this segment.
It's called I Dare You to Say Something Bad About the Miami Heat. I'm expecting no calls at all dial tones.
786-360-0790, pound 790, Metro PCS phone. Sam, Michael, Andrew, Lewis, Dre, stay right there. We'll come back with your phone calls right after these words.
And another steal by Miami.
Oof, what a
heart
finish.
has been taken out of the Big Apple. Let's call it the core. It's now rotten. Holding on to it, using clock down to the last 30 seconds. Miami waits LeBron, right side, pops a shot, got it, just for one more, LeBron James. The Knicks are mesmerized. Miami now by 19.
When I step up in the place, say yo, I step correct.
You know who this is, Stugotz? I'll give you $50 if you know who this is.
$50 if I know who this is. Marchand, you can pipe it into my ears there, because every time he does this wager with me, you make the face. If you pipe it into my headsets, I'll split the $50 with you right now. Busta Rhymes?
Rick Astley, I'm sorry.
Well, it just said Busta Rhymes in the song.
Didn't hear that.
And you told me Drake, Marchand. Oh, God. We are a couple of minutes away from debuting a new segment. We dare you to say something bad about the Heat. We dare you in our final segment to say something bad about the Miami Heat.
Because these 3 games against the Knicks have been so much fun, and I am so looking forward to the next series, and then the NBA Finals.
I'm not really looking forward to the Pacers series, got to be honest with you.
Roy Hibbert, friend of the program.
I mean, listen, look what they did to Carmelo Anthony. You really worried about Danny Granger?
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it at all. I look forward to Heat and Celtics, if that's the matchup Eastern Conference Finals.
I would love to see Heat Magic. Heat Magic would be fun because I like Stan Van Gundy, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah, but it's a series without Dwight Howard. You want to see that.
Yeah, not so much.
I mean, right now, listen, Heat Pacers are going to win that series 5 or 6 games, and the Heat will beat the Pacers in 4 or 5 games, and then it gets interesting. Then it'll be Heat and Celtics, and then it will be one of, San Antonio, Oklahoma City, or the Lakers in the finals.
Let it be the Lakers. Oh, do I want a Kobe LeBron finals.
I'll tell you this. San Antonio is the deepest team of the 3. They're also the most boring team of the 3. If you get Oklahoma City, you're fine. If you get the Lakers, you're fine. Those are great matches.
At least you got
San Antonio,
I'm with you. If you got Kevin Durant, LeBron, that's a good finals. You got Kobe, LeBron, that's a good finals. San Antonio, a little boring.
We've been all over the board today, so every line is lit here, and people have been waiting forever. So let's bang out some calls, and then we'll do We Dare You to Say Something Bad About the Heat in the final segment here. Colin Coward coming up at 10 o'clock, by the way. William, go ahead.
Hello, yes?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, my name is William Stugotz. I'm just calling regarding about one thing I'd like to say about the Heat that are bad, and I am a Heat fan, but...
That's next segment. Let's go to Sam. Sam, go ahead.
Yeah, I was at the Garden last night. Great win for the Heat. Just to nitpick, when LeBron puts his head down and he's really in aggressive mode, he in the fourth quarter, he shot back-to-back threes. He got to add one against Carmelo. They should just feed him continuously. Chalmers kind of, screwed up the rhythm by getting a offensive foul, but that's
these
one
people
thing that
are showing
Hey,
me.
whoa. Let's not say anything bad about Chalmers. Start to finish, Chalmers was the best player on the court last night.
It's showing me that next segment, when we do I Dare You to Say Something Bad About the Heat, that there's actually going to be calls. I thought that there were going to be no calls. I think people are already lining up for that, and I'm already frustrated.
I'm pretty sure they are. Let's go to Michael. Michael, go ahead.
3 things.
Yes.
No Mount Rushmore of the Yankees is complete without Joe DiMaggio. All your things are wrong if he's not there.
Agreed.
Number 2, if you want me to say something bad about the Heat, maybe Chris Bosh has placenta breasts. Number 3, the last thing, Bill Simmons could take his footnote and stick it in his asterisk.
Well said.
Well said.
Buzz off, Simmons.
Let's go to Andrew. Andrew, go ahead.
No, you dared me to say something about the Heat, and I'm going to hold on to say that.
Oh, you want to hold? You want to hold? Hold on. We put you on hold. I'm hitting all kinds of buttons here. All kinds of things are lighting up. I have no idea what's going on, Mike. Help me out. The guest line is ringing. Every line is lit up here. I have no idea.
What are you doing?
I hit a button that made every light on this board light up here, Huck. Let's go to Lewis. Lewis, go ahead.
Hey, God. Anyway, first of all, the Knicks have no chance against the Heat. That's number one. Another thing, did you guys notice after they
Hey, Captain Obvious, they're down 3-0. What are you talking about?
No, but I'm saying after they missed the 13th shot, did anybody notice that the guy working the scoreboard might be saying that every time LeBron comes in, he just ties the game because he comes back and scores all the points later?
All right, later. I have no idea what. You were just rambling and you made no sense. Let's go to Steve. Steve, go ahead.
Yeah, tell Hawk.
You tell him he's right here.
Joe DiMaggio.
Yeah, go ahead.
tell her he forgot Joe DiMaggio, Lou Gehrig, Babe Ruth.
Well, I didn't.
Mickey Mantle. That's the Mount Rushmore right there.
I didn't forget him because Babe Ruth is on my Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, but he wasn't on your original Mount Rushmore.
I had Mickey Mantle there. I scratched him off for Reggie Jackson. The one I feel worst about is putting Derek Jeter up there, and I don't even think Derek Jeter belongs there. I'm doing this for the public, though. So the Mount Rushmore of all-time Yankees, according to me, is Reggie Jackson, Babe Ruth, George Steinbrenner, Derek Jeter.
Yeah, for me, it's very definitive, and I think most Yankee fans would agree this is the four: Mantle, DiMaggio, Ruth, Gehrig. That's it.
We had so many good ones via text during the break, though. Phil Rizzuto deserves some thought.
The Scooter.
Putting him on the Mount Rushmore? I mean, what guy says Yankees more than Phil Rizzuto?
And what guy says the Money Store more than Phil Rizzuto?
I mean, what about Jeffrey Mayer? Somebody suggests via text Jeffrey Mayer.
See, that's one I thought that you would put on your Mount Rushmore, Hawk, because that's you. I mean, that's climbing inside your head. That's your sensibility. I thought for sure Jeffrey Mayer was going to be on your Mount Rushmore.
It actually deserves some thought, doesn't it?
It deserves some consideration. We dare you to say something bad about the Heat. 786-360-0790. We dare you. We double dare you to say something bad about the Heat, and we dare you to do it next.
You have to know who this is.
Wow, I do. AC/DC.
There you go.
Yeah, AC/DC.
See, I figured this was more in your wheelhouse.
Well, my first concert and my second concert were AC/DC.
Really?
Yeah, Rush was my third concert. AC/DC, Madison Square Garden, Angus Young was concert number 1 and number 2 for me. Went with my dad one night, my brother the second night.
You know what my first concert was?
What?
At Ravinia Park in Illinois, 1970-something. Barry Manilow.
Really?
And my second concert, the first concert that I went to without my parents. First concert that I went to without my parents.
Yeah.
The Jacksons Victory Tour at Comiskey Park in Chicago.
Nice.
My mom dragged me to go see Rod Stewart. I was 4 years old. It was the Forever Young tour.
Oh, Rod Stewart. Rod the Bod.
Miserable. I used to, my parents once took me, I guess they were doing like Beatles concerts, but it wasn't really the Beatles. They
Beatlemania.
Were like, was it Beatlemania?
Sure,
Is that what it was? You went to see that?
I didn't go to see it, but Beatlemania was big when we were kids.
But they just propped up like the Beatles behind like some glass, and you thought it was the Beatles, but it wasn't the Beatles.
Beatlemania.
Yeah, Beatlemania. Wow, that's it. You went to it as well, huh?
I did not.
Oh, you did not go to it.
I said that to you just 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, I wasn't listening. Let's go out to,
Well, let's set up this segment. Hold on.
I thought we set it up. We set it up for 45 minutes.
We got to get the bed going. We got to get into it here. I mean, we're vibing here.
All right, we are vibing. It's a Friday, and I would feel good about the weekend, except I have to come back and work again at 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock today, Levitard Show. We're going to have Tim Kirchin on today. If you want to talk Mariano Rivera, Tim Kirchin will be on with Levitard this afternoon.
I'm going to ask him about your Mount Rushmore today.
Oh,
I am going to ask him about your Yankee Mount Rushmore
That's
today.
the guy to ask right there. So Tim Kirchin is this afternoon on the Levitard Show.
All right, this is a segment. We're debuting it right now. We dare you to say something bad about the Miami Heat. We dare you to say something bad about the Heat today. That's the segment. Now, to Hawk's surprise here, he didn't think we would have a single line lit up.
Don't tell me we have calls.
Every line is lit up.
This is impossible as far as my calculations are concerned.
Every single line is lit up. By the way, Colin Cowherd coming up in about 5 minutes. Jay Jackson after that, and as Hawk just said, we'll be back at 3 o'clock today. Let's go to Vaughn. Vaughn, go ahead.
Vaughn, too hot. Woo! First time, long time.
Yeah.
Where's my third offense, man? My half-court third offense. Where are they? I'm out.
Half-court offense, where were they?
I don't know.
What's the next caller's name?
They're up 3-0. That's where they are. Let's go to Jerry. Jerry.
Dare you, Jerry.
What's going on, guys?
Jerry, say something bad about the Heat right now. Go ahead.
I dare you.
Oh, my.
Say it.
Spo. Fire him!
Spo's up 3-0, you dope.
See, that's the weird thing is, I bet you're going to get a lot of those. That's frustrating.
Let's go to Joey. Joey, I dare you to say something bad about the Heat.
Yes, I've been on the phone waiting for 8 minutes, and I got nothing.
That's what I'm talking about.
Best call the segment.
That's what I'm talking
Joey,
about.
Dare you to say something bad about the Heat. 786-360-0790, pound 790 on the Metro PCS phone. I dare you. I double dare you. Andrew, go ahead.
Here we go. Bosch Haslam, Thaddeus Miller,
Joel, Cole, and James Jones. They combined for over 127 minutes. That's over 2 hours, Stugotz. Okay? They scored a whopping 16 points, those 7 players. On the other hand, LeBron, Wade, Chalmers scored 71 of Miami's 87. That's not getting it done against the championship contenders. These guys are bums.
Scoreboard. Let's go to Rod. Rod, I dare you to say something bad about the Heat.
All right, the Heat may be up 3-0, but I think we're going to be losing Chalmers for the rest of the series because he's going to punch LeBron in the face.
Good point. Mario Chalmers might punch LeBron in the face.
I mean, has his best game of his life last night, 7 of 11 at Madison Square Garden. The guys are still yelling at him.
I mean, LeBron was unhinged on Mario Chalmers.
Leave the poor kid alone. Let's go to James. James, I dare you to say something bad about the Heat.
Dare you.
Hey, guys, good morning. I got something bad about the Heat.
What?
They are ripping off the taxpayers of Miami-Dade County with their lease agreement, and here's how. It's a little...
Oh, please. Let's go to Jim. Jim, I dare you to say something bad about the Heat.
Those ugly Floridian throwback uniforms that nobody friends who buy them in the finals.
Okay, he has to go all the way back, though, to the Floridian uniforms and rip on those. But I'm talking about say something bad about the Heat right now, I dare you.
Go ahead, Jason. Say something bad.
Mike Miller needs a haircut.
Ah,
you know
all
what?
right. He found a loophole.
You know what?
He does.
I don't like his hair, and I don't like the mouth guard that he wears. I'm with you on
He
that.
looks like a mummy. He's being held together by tape, is he not?
Not certain, yeah.
Let's go to Christian. Christian, go ahead.
All right, guys. I've been a longtime fan, and I'm a Heat fan. But, again, we're going against the Knicks right now. They're going through a lot of injuries. The Heat are the best team and the team to beat, but we do need to step it up on offense a little.
Need to step it up on offense, says the critical caller of the Miami Heat.
I would say the opponent next round is going to get worse than the opponent you're facing in the first round. I need a blow by the Pacers at 4 games. Not worried about the offense. Let's go to JJ. JJ, go ahead.
Dare you.
Something bad about the Heat.
Yeah, dare you. Go ahead. Yeah.
Nothing. He had nothing.
Let's go to Gabriel. Go ahead, Gabe.
Yeah, house of a beard. Look like my pubic hair.
Oh, gosh. Let's go to Ivan. Ivan, go ahead.
LeBron James has a receding hairline, and Dwayne Wade's lips look funny.
Dwayne Wade's a good-looking guy. I don't know what you're talking about. Let's go to Frank. Frank, say something bad about the Heat. I dare you.
There's
Exactly.
Yeah, Moses, finish us off. Say something bad about the Heat. That is what I'm talking about. You can't think of anything. Thanks to Mike. Thanks to Guzio. Thanks to Tom Haberstroh today. We'll be back with you at 3 o'clock. Colin Coward is up next.
The views expressed on the preceding program have been those of the host, guest, and callers, and do not necessarily reflect those of Lincoln Financial Media, its staff, advertisers, or agencies.